Giddy up.
That's my baby. That's my baby.
We're going at it at 110%.
I just want 5 minutes of happiness, please. Just give me 5 minutes.
And they scored. They did it.
Left, feet left.
What the hell was that?
Oh, yeah. What the fuck are you talking about?
Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome in. This is Monday Morning Quarterback, only on A2D Radio. We are brought to you by allcampusoc.com. Use discount code A2D, 15% off all your team hats. Allcampusoc.com, discount code A2D, 15% off all your team hats. Go check it out. Tom Arnone, Ryan Brodo, the family out there joining us. What's happening, everybody? We got a lot to talk about. We'll do Sixers Pistons reactions for a little bit leading into the Sports Hounds later on in the show. We'll give you a little pregame of Sixers and Detroit basketball, right? I know Don will love that one. I hate it. I hate that. I hate it. Drives me crazy. Championship weekend recap, all right? The night game last night didn't live up to it. Let's be real. Didn't live up to all the hoopla going into it, and I got caught up into it too, and we'll talk about that game and the Buccaneers going into Lambeau and Brady going to another Super Bowl. We'll sort of give our early Super Bowl predictions, obviously 2 weeks out, but we'll have a little fun with that. Our main topic at hand is going to be the Eagles, and it's going to be a stay or go and a little addition series here, and this will be the offensive side of the football, and we'll have some fun with it tonight. So everybody that's joining us, soak it in. Let us know if guys are going to stay or go, and it's going to tie into our poll question, and our poll question is brought to you by Sunrise Detox and the Counseling Center. All right. And we know a lot of our family out there deal with mental health and addiction issues, and we're happy to support the Counseling Center and Sunrise Detox. And if you need help, please call 856-651-8117. Our poll question. And this one's going to be an interesting one. And I feel like it's going to be extremely debatable, honestly, because you can look at things a lot of ways when you don't think you have a good football team, and we're playing a stay or go edition. So we don't know really who's staying, going, etc., because this roster is going to have a lot of turnover as we move forward. But our poll question, the Eagles offense is more of a concern than the defense heading into the offseason. Do you agree or disagree? Let us know. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. That's where we're live. Everywhere you get your podcasts, we're there as well. Like, subscribe, follow, download, join the conversation. All right, give us some good reviews. Comment in. Agree or disagree with the poll. The Eagles offense is more of a concern than the defense heading into the offseason. Agree or disagree? Oh, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. There's a lot of issues going on here. Mm-hmm. The offense essentially, you would think, has more young talent. Okay? But until you know if your quarterback's okay, until you know he can play again, there's so many unknowns. So many unknowns with this offense. Now, you would think bringing in an offensive guy is going to help that out, okay? And that's why and one of the reasons why I'm going to disagree with this poll. Because my owner told me in a presser, they ain't really worried about defense. That's his words. Again, I hate saying this. That's his words, not mine. Okay, I have a defensive coordinator that was a defensive backs coach. Now, I understand guys get raises and pay and move up in jobs. I get it. It's all part of it. He's an unknown. He's a total unknown, right? Obviously, the head coach is an unknown for the most part, but at least he's an offensive guy. So you think the offense is going to be supposedly in better shape, right? The owner said he doesn't care really about defense. He wants a really special offense. That's what he said. Right? All excited about special offense. That's the owner. So I disagree because I think this defense has a lot of question marks.
Yep.
It has question marks at the linebacker position. It has question marks, and we don't know who's going to be here up front on this defensive line next year. The secondary outside of Slay is a ton of unknowns right this second. Rodney McLeod off an ACL. That's the only other guy back there that's at least a known. I don't know where the talent is. I agree with Brent. I don't know where the talent's going to be. And I don't know if this defense is even, this organization is even going to address defense like they should in the draft. I'm a big fan of fighting water, fire with water. What I watched last night in the AFC Championship game, if I want to beat them, if I want to be able to beat Kansas City at some point over the next 2 or 3 years, right? If I want to beat them, I got to fight fire with water. And I got to go with playmakers defensively. Because unless you have elite studs defensively, they're going to run all over you and air it out. Okay? That's what you have to stop. You have to stop their air attack. And the only way to do that is getting better in your linebacking core and your secondary moving forward. So I don't think they're going to address them things early on in the draft, Rye. And that's why I disagree. I think they're going to go offense again. And honestly, it's concerning. It's concerning. I know you got to score points. I get it. I totally understand it. You got to score to win. But you also got to make some goddamn stops. And right now, this defense looks like it's going to be atrocious next year. And anybody that agrees with it, agrees with the poll, I'm concerned for you. Because at least I know I have a guy who can play for the most part at a quarterback position, or at least showed me he has. I have no idea what's going to be on my defense. At least I know offensively I'm going to have Carson. I'm going to have Miles, right? I'm going to have Goddard. Okay, let's just go over them factual things. I'm going to have three guys. I'm going to have Jalen Reagor guaranteed, even though I don't got to like them. I'm going to have them. I'm going to have Quez Watkins, Hightower, right? I'm going to have all these supposed picks, right? I'm going to have all these picks that they invested in. I'm going to have them. Defensively, what the fuck am I going to have? Somebody tell me what I'm going to have. That's at least known. A little bit. 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 The only people agreeing are the Carson haters. I feel yous. I get yous. I understand your frustration. I'm right with you, baby. You don't got to tell me, okay? But at least I got some knowns on my offense. And let me say this. I started off saying this. Both are train wrecks, in my opinion, right now, until proven otherwise. But the defense, it's got big money, and they're going to get rid of guys, right? And then everything else, their secondary is atrocious. Kansas City would put up 90 on us, and people are agreeing to the poll. As constructed right now, Kansas City puts 90 up on this defense with this secondary. Avonte Maddox gets torched all over across the field. All right? Who's covering Travis Kelce? You want to beat the best, right? Tampa Bay's beating our ass too. You want to beat the best? You got some dogs on your defense. I mean, Tyreek Hill, they got one of the top 3 corners in football, Buffalo. They put him on Kelce. Kelce beat him up. They put him on Tyreek Hill. Nobody's stopping that dude. So the only chance you have is you got to have a powerful defense. And this defense is so far from that, it's disgusting. The good old days of being able to beat you up, they're gone. Now you got to score. But my point is, we have them things offensively that can score. Like we have young, talented offensive players. Make sense? Right? Do we have any of that on the defense? Somebody tell me the talented defensive players, young defensive players on this roster, and I'll sit here and wait for you, and then keep telling me how you agree to the poll. Look at this, boom, 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 boom. I didn't even know where I was going when the poll was announced. Okay, I had no idea what direction I was going. All right, and sold myself. Sold myself.
You sold it beautifully.
Felt good, right? Thanks for letting me have the time.
No problem.
You're wrong. Family, we're going to get to you in a minute. This is what we do. We'll get right to you.
You know, I knew we would have fun with this poll question just because, to your point, Tom.
John, I said they both stink, John.
Guess what, Tom? With this current offense, we scored 10 on the Chiefs. Yeah, no, listen. John's not wrong, but the reason why I think this would have been – this is such a fun –
10, right? 90 to 10.
Oh God, just don't even. It would be like, remember the Saints game in 2018 where we knew when we went down to the Superdome, like we were losing. Not the playoff game where Alshon dropped it, to where the game was done in like 5 seconds. Like it would be that, but for 16 games if we had to play the Chiefs. Like that's what that would be our lives. That would be our lives for a full calendar year. But it's funny when you talk about this poll, because to your point, Tom, and I know a lot of the people in the chat illustrated it as well, which we'll get to. Where the hell do you start with this team when you talk about the biggest hole, when you talk about the biggest concern? And I'm not even just talking about the roster. I'm talking about the entire organization. You look at the offense, right? And you say, okay, well, if you don't have a quarterback, how the hell do you expect to win at all in any, drastic, semblance of what you would call winning? You look at what the offensive line looked like with 14, 15 different, line changes last year in one season, which was ridiculous. You look at the wide receiver core, or how I should say the lack of wide receiver core. Big time question marks with the future of Zach Ertz, whether he's moving or not. And even if he's gone, we like Dallas Goedert, but can he officially assume that role? I think he can, but we don't know. And then you look at the running back situation, Miles, hot and cold type of a season. But you look at the entire core and you think, okay, other than, Boston Scott for a little bit, you look everywhere else, it's like, okay, well, the running back core it's nothing to hang your hat on. But at least I can say this, okay? When you look at the roster, and we will obviously dive into this a lot, when we talk about the stay or go edition. But when you look at who's on the roster on offense, I can at least hang my hat on. And again, I understand it's much easier said than done, but if the offensive line for the majority of next season, where it turns to somewhat of a status of health, where it's not changing every week, if we have a definitive guy at left tackle, whether that's Mailata or Dillard, we have Lane Johnson for a big portion of the season. Jason Kelce stays. Brandon Brooks is around. Ciamalo does his job. And then even if you don't, you have guys like Driscoll, et cetera, et cetera. I know that this football team is much better just adding a healthy offensive line, just because I know how important guys like Brandon Brooks, Lane Johnson, and a left tackle situation is to this football team. Then you look at,
better, right? Offense becomes 100 times better. I mean, it's just all around football. If you protect your quarterback, you win games.
Yeah, it's true. And then okay, well, if the offensive line is healthy, well, that's going to then allow Carson or fill in the blank quarterback. Because that's just not, because I know people will be like, oh, well, Carson stinks. So I'm not even going to say Carson. The quarterback, whoever the quarterback is going to be better with a healthier and better offensive line. That's not rocket science. That's obvious. Then I can at least hang my hat on, okay, Miles, maybe he had a sophomore slump. He had some really good things, some really bad things. Maybe he'll get better consistency-wise. Maybe they'll improve the running back situation a little bit. Wide receivers, okay, we're going to have another year of figuring out if these guys can play. Okay. Defense, and we talked about this on Friday. We talked with our guy Joe Castro from Philly, the podcast, and he agreed with us.
Real quick about the wide receivers. You're coming into year 2 for 3 of these guys, and the game supposedly is supposed to slow down a little bit for you. So you find out if there's any truth to that for these 3 at least.
Yeah, true. And you look at the defense, okay? I could talk about how concerned I am the last handful of years with this defense, but it's really obvious now because you looked at all the projected turnover, right? Because you would look at, okay, a lot of the age is on the defense. Where's the young core on the defense that we can hang our hat on? Derek Barnett? Well, you're going to have to pay him $10.5 million just to keep him in the building. Sidney Jones, he's gone. Who's the young guy? Josh Sweat? Okay, that's one, but I'm not going to say, oh, he makes our defense that much better. He's a good piece for the defense. He's that guy. There's nobody.
Defense. I don't want to hear about Davion Taylor. I don't want to hear about Kevon Wallace. I don't want to hear about these guys until they can prove they can play at an NFL level. These are late picks. All right. These are 3rd, 4th round picks. Okay. That's not a guarantee. So they got to prove they can play. There's literally 0 on this goddamn defense that has anything that outside of, like, we're not talking about Hargrave, Cox, Brandon Graham, Malik Jackson, Slay, them guys can play. Right? You don't know we don't know who's going to be here from them guys, which then makes it even more of a question mark. But the bigger question mark is I don't know how they plan on getting younger and better on defense. Because the only way they're going to be able to do that is by addressing it early in the draft.
And they have to value and they have to value positions that they haven't done in past years. You're not going to get that much better on the defensive side of the ball unless you start valuing the linebacking position. You're just not going to. You look at, and to the perfect example, Tom, you see what tight ends, forget about the DeAndre Hopkins or the Stephon Diggs or the Mike Evans or the Chris Godwins. Forget about those guys. Forget about let's talk about how many times we got beat up the middle by guys that were tight ends. You know, you look at George Kittle as one. Who's going to stop him? You know what I'm saying? I'm just naming one guy.
Got to fight fire with water at times. You got to go outside of what you think. Like, listen, having a great front wins. I get it, okay? But some of these quarterbacks get the ball out of their hands so quick that your front sometimes doesn't matter, okay? And you look at teams like that. So, and a lot of the teams that do that are still playing.
And how many times, forget about this season, have we begged, you know, and we're not going to have this conversation anymore because Jim's no longer in the building, but we begged this team to be aggressive with the defensive line, sell out, go after the quarterback. But why did Jim not do that? It's because he was not confident enough in the back end of this defense. Because when you sell out up front, that's going to expose the secondary. So you're not going to be able to do what you need to do up front if you do not establish at least some sort of consistency in your secondary. You're looking at that second cornerback position. It's a black hole. Don't give me Avonte Maddox. Don't give me friggin' Cravon LeBlanc. Don't give me Nickel Roby Coleman. No. First off, 2 of the 3 of those guys that I just named aren't under contract anymore. They're going to be upcoming free agents. And don't give me Jalen Mills. You have a lot of question marks, and I didn't even get to safety yet. Rodney McLeod's like the only sure thing, and we're probably not going to see him for the first 2 months of the season.
Guy's coming off an ACL.
Yes.
He's also older. I mean, I love him, but you know, I just don't listen. This is. I know we play an easier schedule next year, so I mean, this offense could be good next year, but like the defense, like I named early on the show a bunch of players offensively that are young guys that are at least here. Right? Like I named 3 wide receivers. That's not even naming Fulgham, right? So you can name Fulgham if you want as a 4th. Totally fine with that. As another young guy. So there's 4 young wide receivers. There's a young tight end, and there's a young running back. You know what I'm saying? And I supposedly have a young left tackle who just I haven't seen him yet. Right? So I mean, think about that. I have at least something offensively, right, to hang my hat on.
Yep.
So you disagree with the poll as well. You don't think it's offense.
I completely disagree with the poll. And I'll just add this one other thing before we get to the fan, because there's a lot of great questions, which we love, fan. We appreciate it. Forget about the George Kittles and the Jason Kelce's of the world. I'm just going to name you a bunch of players. And you tell me you're not concerned about seeing them twice a year. Slayton, McLaurin, Gallup, Lamb, Amari Cooper. Those are just wide receivers. You have to see all those twice a year. And I'm not even talking about Elliott, Saquon. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I would much rather. I would much rather be. I'm more scared of Logan Thomas at this point because I haven't cover him either. I mean, listen. I'm just so sick of the offensive bashing right now because honestly, we don't know. Like if you have a healthy offensive line and you have a bunch of young skill position players that you are bringing back. And a young coach that's going to be innovative, this offense should be better. And if Carson Wentz can play, this offense is going to be good. If he gets protection, this offense is going to be good. I'm not worried about this offense as much as I'm worried about this defense. Listen, I want Smith. I would love Chase. I get all that. I got to make stops. I got to get off the goddamn fucking football field. Because if I don't get off the football field, I'm not winning any games ever. And my defense has no young talent to sit back and say, that's my guy for the future. And like you said, maybe Josh Sweat, whoop-de-do. You got to show you can be a 3-down player too and stay on the field. So, you know, nothing sells me on this defense long-term right now. So I got to invest in it. I got to go to work. And if that's Surtain, if that's somebody else defensively, I don't care. But my first 2 picks got to go to the defense side of the football because I got major goddamn holes. And rebuild or not, rebuild or not, you got to address it a little bit.
Yep.
And you got to address it a little bit early. The taking offensive players in the first round consistently over and over and over again, right? And not hitting, really. Not hitting, because there's a lot of unknowns in the first round over the last 3 years offensively. Mm-hmm. And the last defensive pick was Derek Barnett in the first round. And at least Derek could play. So, I mean, I don't care if I don't want a defensive lineman in the first round, but whatever, be creative. I don't know how you're going to go about it because you have a lot of holes. But it's best defensive player on the board unless somebody offensively just falls in your lap and you don't have a choice. Okay?
Tom, you're spot on. You're spot on, because you just illustrated perfectly that over the last handful of years in the early picks, or if you can just look at the entire semblance of the drafts, we have ignored establishing a young core defensively because we're trying to hit offensively, but we weren't even able to hit offensively. It'd be one thing if the last 3 years, if we went 85% offense and we hit, okay, well, then we can hang our hat on the offense.
Right. I'm not talking about just – listen, we ain't talking about hitting all three. So it's Dillard, Jalen, and who one am I missing?
Dillard, Jalen, and we didn't have a pick the other year.
It was Goddard. So it's Goddard. 3 offensive players. I just need 2 of the 3 to hit, and I get out looking good. I'm not going to expect to hit 3 out of 3 and be perfect all the time. 2 out of 3 just got to be Pro Bowlers.
Yep.
Simple as that. So either Rager's got to turn himself into a goddamn Pro Bowler, which I don't know how that happens, but got to. Okay. Or Dillard's got to. I don't know how that's going to happen, but got to. Or Goddard's got to. So think about the 3 we just named. I mean, Goddard, we like him, but he's unknown. All right, unknown.
Yeah, we don't know if he can be a true number 1.
Probably can, right? It's just, can he be on the field?
Exactly, because he's due for missing at least 4 to 6 games a year.
Yeah, we can't have that. So Goddard, we don't know about Rager, and we don't know about Dillard. They're your 3 first-round picks out of this general manager who just this is why it's never going to be a cleanse to me. This is why it's not a cleanse to me, because I'm going into this draft not excited about who's making the pick. I want to be excited about a fresh face in the building, right? A creative offensive mind in the building. I want to be excited about that shit. And this guy just continues to drive me crazy, and he's not even doing anything right now.
Yeah.
I don't. Family. I'm gonna get to you. Ziggy says health is a problem, and he's talking about Dallas, and he's absolutely right.
Yep.
Doug May, what's up, brother? If we're gonna go to a zone cover 2 with this new coaching staff, which I like, we need Alabama corner at 6. Yeah, I mean, I think he's not just a zone guy and a cover 2. He likes long, athletic corners.
Yep.
He likes physical guys, so it would fit into what he likes there. You guys already know how I feel about Surtain. So.
And I'll just add one other thing too to Surtain. I think you and I, Tom, and I think a lot of us in the chat, even if we don't necessarily have Surtain as our number 1 pick, option, while you and I do, some of the chat, I know they don't. I know they want to go Smith or Chase. Surtain's a guy that I think we're both confident in saying he's not a project pick. He's somebody where day 1 he's going to be able to play at a high level for you in the NFL.
Listen, I just look at a guy. I said it, and then that cornerback guru said it. Like, when I watched him at Bama, because that's like I watched a ton of SEC, them things were factual. He's never out of position, right? Confident, cool, calm, collective. I mean, I'm not saying he's never gotten beat. People are going to tell me how much he's gotten beat.
Yeah, that happened. But that happened. I mean, freaking Jalen Ramsey gets beat from time to time.
Here we go. He's slow now. He's slow. I don't know. Listen, Texas, you're not 100%. Like, at times it might look like he's a little slow, but listen, technique, all right? Smartness, knowing the position, that stuff matters more than just running a 4-2.
Yep. So,
I mean, he's saying he'll thrive in his zone, which maybe that's a good thing too. But you got to be able to play some man in this league, and I do think he's physical enough, because at the end of the day, you got to knock guys off their spots. You see so many teams come up and try to go to bump you, and they let guys get free releases. You get free releases, you're winning that one-on-one all day and twice on a doubleheader on Sunday, baby.
Yep.
When you get up there, you got to get handsy. And you need guys that are physical enough and confident enough to be able to go play bump and run when you do play man. So that's the difference, because if you look at beating a team like Kansas City, you got to knock everybody off where they want to go. You got to make things so difficult for them. So, and Dynasty said Sherman was slow, but he was the best corner in the league, and he was. And you're 100% right. Like,
And he's a big corner too. I mean, Surtain is a big corner. I mean, and no disrespect to like the Ron Darbys of the world, but this organization has hung their hat on too many little guys with speed. You know what I'm saying? Just because you're little in speed doesn't mean like you also got to. How many times were we just outmanned because we had the little guy, but and the wide receiver? You say, we saw it 100 times. Darby would be on Amari Cooper. Well, that didn't work out too good. You know what I'm saying? So where he may, and we don't even know for sure. We got to see it in an actual like real time atmosphere in an NFL game. But for all those, he's slow. Where he lacks in speed, he makes up in size.
And smart. Listen, if there's a guy built to play position, it's a guy whose daddy played it for a long damn time in this league. Patrick Surtain to me is a 10-year corner. Write it down. A 12-year player. Write it down. Book it. Okay. And it's a damn good corner in this league for a long time. And to me, that's what matters. If I got Slay and Surtain, how much better do we feel coming into this season? Just knowing that we have two corners who can play.
It's the most confident I would be in the secondary. I don't even know in how long.
I don't want projects at the corner position. I need a stud there and to be able to just say, go to bed on that position for a while. Okay. That's all I'm saying, fam. And somebody said there was hold on, let me get to it. There was a good one about, Jake was saying, consider bringing in Xavier Rhodes. He played well in Gannon's system. No, I want to consider bringing in Xavier Rhodes, Jake. I would just draft Patrick Surtain then because he can play well in Gannon's system.
If I'm bringing somebody over, I'm bringing in Malik Hooker. So Xavier Rhodes kind of just a Band-Aid guy to me.
I mean, I'll take him. Robert.
Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah,
but I mean, I don't want to not draft Surtain because I bring in Xavier Rhodes.
Nah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I agree with Colin. A stud cornerback and linebacker in the first 2 rounds could turn this defense instantly. Yeah, exactly. You hit on 2 picks. It doesn't even like I agree with the linebacker because you need one. So a corner and a linebacker, go to bed. You really want to address your defensive front in the first round, in the third? Go ahead. Go get a lineman in the third. You guys are always usually good at drafting defensive linemen. So go get one. Mr. Wiggins, I don't agree with that. I mean, that's just people undervaluing the position. Then I just watched offense. Now I just watched an offense explode on a team last night. I mean, I don't know how a corner doesn't go in the top 10.
I would be shocked if he got past 9 unless the Cowboys took Farley, because the Cowboys, I mean, you look at how bad we talk about how bad our secondary is. Dallas says hold our beer. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I would be very surprised if Dallas didn't take Surtain or Farley at 9.
Yeah, I'll just be surprised if they got out of the top 10 if Surtain did. There's not a lot of good defensive linemen early on in this draft. There's some unknown ones, right? There's some guys who sat out, so you have some question marks there. And I don't see how a corner and a defensive lineman, et cetera, don't all go in the top 10. But that doesn't matter. Robert said the same thing. We're going to sign him. Gannon loves Xavier Rhodes. Robert said, but then again, guys, we're not helping Wentz. What's going to be different from this year, last year? Well, offensive line, because you would expect Brooks and Lane, you'd hope they'll be healthy. You hope that Diller can play, right? So you feel better there. And you have a lot of young skill position players that got to get better, right? So, that's where I would say, I mean, do you differ from any of that, Ryan? I mean, that's just
no. And while we know how bad our money situation is, we're going to be able to make some signings. So, I'm not saying, a Marvin Jones or Sammy Watkins is all of a sudden going to, if we add those names or one of those names into the wide receiver room, it's going to make our wide receiver situation that much better. But we're going to be able to make a couple of those moves as options this offseason to where, okay, say, for example, they're, this new offensive coordinator and this head coach, they say, okay, well, we think Rager can eventually be what he's supposed to be. Okay. Maybe then you add some veteran presence to this. Maybe you say, okay, well, we think Fulgham can be that dark horse type of a guy. I'm not saying I love it, but this is the situation we're in when we are so friggin' locked dead in the cap situation and we have so many holes to fill. That's the problem, is that we cannot address everything in one offseason. If we had the cap situation, if it was just a little bit better, then yeah, we could tackle everything a little bit at once. But the fact that we have so many draft picks that we haven't hit on in the past handful of years, we have free agency and trade moves that we haven't hit on. And then you have so much, turmoil and turnover that we're going to have to use just to get back under the cap or in a good, withstanding with the cap. That's the reason why I think Tom and I, a lot of us here expect, that's why Howie Roseman says and Jeffrey Lurie says, it's going to be a 2 to 5 year process because you can't tackle everything at once, especially knowing, hey, forget about just tackling everything at once. We can't hit on any picks, let alone the ones that we need we need to hit on.
It's just common sense. Like coming into this year, you have more offensive skill position talent than you do defense. So your hands are tied. You've invested in your offense. So now they got to show they can play, right? So you invested in Jalen Reagor. You invested in Quez Watkins and a Hightower, right? Maybe you have Greg Ward back and not have Fulgham, right? I don't know. But you invested in a Dallas Goedert. You invested in a Carson Wentz. You invested in a Miles Sanders. You invested in them guys. You have a pretty good offensive line when they're healthy, if not a damn good one, right? But on defense, that's where a lot of big money is up front. So there are going to be question marks if them guys are still going to be here. So so that's where this whole thing gets crazy and where you have no choice. Like you have no choice but to go defense. You get no damn choice.
Going back earlier to some of it because we had a lot of great questions earlier. Robert says, "You know why the Bucs are good?" Let me find it. He says, "Besides Brady, because they know how to draft. That whole secondary is from the past few years. Exactly. It's defense. Who showed up yesterday? Tom Brady or that defense? Defense showed out last night.
Combo, because they don't get it done without the extreme.
No. I'm not saying that, but the defense was. That defense locked down Aaron Rodgers.
No. Listen, the defense played great. My point is I'm not overlooking what the offense did in the first half either. The offense played well for Tampa in the first half. They didn't play well in the second half, but they played well in the first. But hey, I said it on Sunday's show, and I said it last week. Tampa's got a pretty good middle linebacker in Devin Smith. They got a pretty good linebacker in Levante David. You know what I'm saying? Or Devin White, sorry. So you got Devin White and Levante David.
Mr. Winfield's just hanging around back there too. Mr. Winfield.
Well, he's been hurt, so he's not even back there. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? They got it done with losing both they didn't have either safety yesterday. Exactly. So, but the fact of the matter is, they invested in linebacker. They got a good defensive front. They have pretty good corners, right? They don't have great corners, but they have pretty good ones. So, right. People tell me linebacker position isn't as important. And I rattle off names that are extremely important to defenses, and people just take that for what it is. Like Devin White and Levante David were all over the goddamn football field. So don't tell me that the linebacker core doesn't matter. Every position of a defense matters. You win up the middle, right? So you win by having damn good D tackles, damn good linebackers, right? And damn good safeties. You want to help win in this league, and obviously you need corners, but you got to win up the middle first.
True.
Right? You got to win up the middle. It's like any other sport. You got to win up the goddamn middle. So don't tell me that the middle linebacker don't matter no more. And that's why Micah Parsons is legitimately a consideration. It's legitimately a consideration depending on where they want to go. I know some Penn State guys don't think he's worthy of 6, though. And I don't know if he is either. So that would be like a trade back situation. And maybe you trade back to 8 or 9 and you get Parsons. I wouldn't be mad at that.
Yeah, and real quick, Goldie, King is on the Packers defense. I was talking about the Buccaneers defense. Goldie, King was he was burnt toast for the Packers.
Well, King's a damn good corner, but the guys get beat.
Yes, it happens.
So, guys get beat. They got 2 really good corners over there.
Mm-hmm. But if they say, for example, we know today that they're going to take Micah Parsons. I'm not mad at it. He's definitely not my top option, and I know he's probably not in your top. Where would you put him? 4th option? 5. Well, who would you put 4? Soul?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'll freaking I'll take a guard in a heartbeat.
Especially everything that everyone talks about him. He's like a freaking transcendent talent.
I'll put him next to Dillard. And Selmalo can be my backup then. I don't give a shit. Yeah. That makes me better too. So, that's the only position offensively that I can go in the first round. Mm-hmm. The only logical position would be guard. I'm not going back to tackle. I got to see if Dillard can fucking play. And if Dillard can't play, at least Mulata can play enough, right? You know what I mean? At least Jordan can play enough. I'd rather have Jordan with my backup because I feel deeper. But
yeah, my lot is the Vitae 2.0. If he ends up being my Vitae 2.0, we are in a great spot.
If I can put Soul at guard, And now I know I'm protecting my damn quarterback. I can run the ball better. I mean, so there's options there offensively, but I'm fine with Seumalo for one more year because I got Brooks, I got Lane, and I think Kelsey's probably. I think Kelsey's going to give us another one. I just got a feeling.
Yeah, and at the very least, Seumalo, say for example, Kelsey stays this year, then he'll probably become our center because I think that's what he was in college, and he's played some center also. He's our back. He's technically our backup center.
Yeah, I mean, but you drafted offensive linemen too that played a little bit this year, and then they got hurt. So I mean, realistically, say one more time, your hands are tied unless Smith falls in your damn lap at 6, and you don't have a choice because it's Smith and Parsons. And I'm telling you, I'm not playing that game. I'm going with my guy because then I get cute and I get in trouble. So then Smith is my guy. But that's it. That is it. And the only other way I could go about it, right, is Surtain, and then somewhere in the second, because I'm early enough, maybe I can get Najee Harris. Maybe I can get lucky.
Be still my heart. Oh God. I don't even if they somehow are able to get him, I'm not forgetting about the first pick, but my God, that's like a dream pick of mine late in the first round, early second. I just don't know if he's getting to us.
I don't know if he's getting to us either because he's
special.
He's a pimp. What up, Gav?
What's up, Gavin? All right, so I'll ask you real quick, and then we'll get back. Then we'll go to stay or go and everything. But fam at home, and this scenario isn't going to happen, but I just want to test the waters here. If the only two guys on the board that are on our big board lists at 6 are Parsons and Jamar Chase, which one are you taking? Because that's not your guy on offense, Tom, but that's also not your guy on defense. But we know the importance of defense. So Surtain's gone, Sewell's gone, Smith's gone.
I got to take Chase, I guess.
I agree.
I gotta take Chase. I can't run from him. I mean, I can't run as much as I know I need it. See, this is where you get in trouble. But you get in trouble where you reach it. Then I'm not reaching it. If I'm like, oh, I really want Parsons, but I gotta take Chase here, but I can't take a wide receiver, then I gotta trade back, and I hate doing that too. But I mean, listen, Abel. I'll tell you this: Chase Parsons have major character issues. I mean. You ain't building a boys and girls club here. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm going to tell you. It's not the Girl Scouts. You know what I mean? I mean, this is rough and tough shit. So, I mean, guys are going to have character issues. Randy Moss had a character issue, pretty damn good. Warren Sapp had a character issue, pretty damn good. I mean, the list goes on character issues. And when you're freaking 18, 19, and 20 years old, you know what I mean? I just don't get. Unless you're pulling a Pac-Man Jones and you're pushing your grandmother on draft day, that's the only way I get worried about your character issues. If you all remember that one, never forget.
Never forget.
But everybody's saying Chase on that one, right?
Yeah, that was like a 90% are going Chase.
Philly, what do you care, Joey? What do you care, babe? What does that matter to people? I don't know why people get. I don't know why people get, not him. I don't know why people get all upset about it. He's right.
Like I've seen a couple times in the chat being like, well, guys, let's not talk about Parsons. He wants to go to Dallas. But does Dallas want him?
What's up, my brother? Listen, I don't give a shit if a guy's a fan of a team or not. I don't care. I mean, I'm not saying I want Parsons at 6. I think that's too high for him. But allegedly sexual harassment. Oh, there that goes. Okay.
Penn State, right, Tom?
Yep. Eagles has landed. Can we get Jabril Cox, a linebacker, in the 3rd best cover linebacker in the draft? Hopefully.
If it says linebacker and he actually has played more than Davion Taylor, I'll probably say yes. You know what I'm saying? As long as he's not a Davion Taylor 2.0.
Nah, he can play. Jabril
no,
Cox.
I know who he is.
I don't know if he gets the third.
No, I was going to say, I mean, I would definitely take him in the 3rd because I don't think he's getting to the 3rd.
Reading through. It's like he said, Chase forgot all about that Pac-Man draft day shit. Like I would have handed the card back in. Ziggy. I would say, oh, I made a mistake. I didn't mean to draft Pac-Man Jones. I just saw him toss his grandmother 25 feet. All right? Like to get out of his way because now he's rich. You know what I mean? Like that's how I took it. Oh, whoa, let me put this one back.
Man, these guys are flying in here.
I like Parsons, but because he's probably the best linebacker in the draft. Honestly, he can literally do everything, and it makes the defense better. I don't disagree. You know what I mean?
Here we go. J.C. Horn. I was waiting for the J.C. Horns.
J.C. Horn, maybe. Andrews J.C. Horn. Maybe. I'm not taking him in the first round, though.
If you want to trade back up in the first round, trade back up in the first round to get him, but I don't think he's going to be around that late.
He might be he's in the 20s to me.
Yeah, he's like the third best, ranked cornerback in this draft.
Because Farley's ranked higher than him too.
Yeah, Farley's like a number 9 to number 15 guy.
You know how to run goes too, a corners.
Oh, it only takes. Listen, if Farley goes first, all hell's going to break loose because everyone will be like, "Oh my God, Surtain's still there." That's how it goes. It's all hell's going to break loose if somebody goes out of order.
What is Matt saying? Brandon Lee Cotton needs to be crumb of the day. I'm so sick of his dumbass fan base taking these opinion pieces. What did he say? I didn't even see what he said today. Did he say something today? Jesus, goodness gracious. Oh. Yeah, I'm good. Listen, I'm good with Parsons. I'm good with, and I'm good with Surtain. And I'm good with either one of the wide receivers. I just don't know how they go wide receiver again. I really don't.
Yeah, it's tough. But again, this is the boat we get ourselves in when you don't hit on last year's draft. Forget about the Arcega-Whiteside thing. Forget about that. We could talk about that until we're friggin' 90 years old. The Arcega to DK Metcalf. Mm-hmm. If you just get Jefferson, it's not a question where you go right now. You go defense. Right. It's not a question. We don't even have this conversation.
He can't play the outside, right? He can't. Okay. All right.
All these.
Forgot. No, everybody forgot his junior year. He played the outside. He moved to the slot for Chase and became even a better route runner. But nobody wants to talk about it. Listen, if you draft wide receivers, I don't care if they're running a 3.85, and you're like, where the fuck he go? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I don't care if it's a 3.85 and a guy's lightning fast. You got to be able to run routes. You got your first move. Look at Tyreek Hill. Not only is he super explosive, obviously, look how he gets off the line. Look at it. Look at the little shakes, right? You got to be explosive, one, but you got to have that crossover, almost like you have in basketball. Okay, you got to have great feet and be able to get off the line. And if you don't got great feet and can't get off the line, I don't care if you're running a 2.82 and somebody's like, "Holy shit!" You got around 2.82, we can't even track it. The thing broke, right? And you're like, we can't even do the 40 anymore, right? And it's a Guinness Book of World Records bullshit. I don't care if his feet stink.
It's true. Well, and some people will think what I'm about to say sounds stupid, but it's true. And we've talked about this a lot, Tom. Especially with the wide receivers, with these speed guys, there's a difference between speed and quickness. There's speed that you can run really fast in a straight line, but quickness when trying to get open. There's a difference.
Everything I said, you just summed up in 2 words. You know what I'm saying? I said,
I'm here. That's why I'm here. That's why.
I like the ID. That's why we do long shit. I like the dive a little. I'm a deep diver. You know what I mean? Water's warm, and I wet my beak. But there's so many factors though. We're gonna get this there go in a sec. But there's so many factors of what it takes to win and what you need. And I'll just say this, and I don't want to put this salt on the wound. Last year, I really wanted Andy to win. If he goes and wins this year, it's gonna hurt. And because I just wonder, I talked to my dad earlier. We were talking on the phone, and I said, "Listen, what do you think Andy would have did with Carson? Do you think that would have worked? Think they would have ruined him? Like we heard in the little sideline piece with Doug and John Lynch. You think think they would have ruined him?
Hey, we don't ruin him.
You think they would have ruined him? Okay, all right. You think Andy would have ruined Carson? Or do you think Carson's playing at a level close to Mahomes? Not saying Mahomes. I'm saying a level close to Mahomes. Slipknot, we appreciate it, brother. We truly do. Truly do.
No, you're right, Tom. It's, we put out a post this morning. Last year, 12 months ago, this time we were cheering on Andy. And I'm not saying I'm cheering against Andy. I am cheering for Andy.
No,
I'm cheering for the Chiefs.
I'm wide openly rooting for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I cannot wait for them to somehow beat them because I just want the Brady haters to go away. Go away. And anybody in Philly who has on this Brady hate train, grow the fuck up. We beat them. We beat them for our first one ever with a backup. Why do we care? If we never beat them and we're still on 2004, I'm right with you. But we beat them. We did it. Okay? Screw all the haters. I said it a million times. I try to enjoy greatness in the moment now, especially if my team's not involved. Just enjoy both of them. Because one, Mahomes is great, obviously, and Brady's is ridiculous. Okay? I mean, the guy had a whole fame career from 39 to 43. All right, come on. Come on, guys. You know what I mean? I don't care. He went to a different team and still win in the NFL. Like, it's not all about his production at times. It's about what he brings. He walks into a locker room, and winning is all that matters. And all of a sudden, the locker room buys into winning is all that matters.
He is
last year, by the way. If anybody remembers.
Organizationally, historically, they had the worst winning percentage in the history of football, Tom. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They have the worst winning percentage in the history of football. If you take every record by every team in every season in the NFL history and you put a percentage on it, the team that is dead last is Tampa. And he went there, and I get it. They're like, oh, well, he went there with Chris Godwin and Mike Evans. Okay, that means he's smart. Okay? Wouldn't you do that if you're a free agent? Being like, okay, I'm 43. I'm going to go to a place that's warm. Place that actually has weapons, unlike the team that I used to be on the last 2 seasons that they didn't give me weapons.
Yep.
They have a good running game, but here's the thing. That team wasn't perfect when Tom Brady got there. I'm pretty sure everyone, when we did our predictions, saying, oh, well, Tampa's not going to make the playoffs, everyone wanted to talk about how bad that offensive line was. All of a sudden, now to fit the narrative, is all of a sudden that offensive line really good now? Mm-hmm. No. Tom Brady, and this is no disrespect to Belichick, because Belichick is also very good. He's great. Tom Brady is the system. He is the culture, because we see it when he moves, and he literally, in the first year, he had all the excuses. Oh, I'm 43. Oh, it's the first year with a new system, with a new roster, no preseason. Oh, all these moving parts, a bad offensive line. Maybe Bruce Arians doesn't have what it takes. In the first year, he does that. Mm-hmm. Special.
It is. And everybody's commenting on that. Oh, by the way, here's our guy. What up, Rob?
What's up, Rob?
Listen, we were talking about it earlier. We know many of the family deal with mental health and addiction issues. We're happy to support the Counseling Center and Sunrise Detox. Please call that man right there, 856-651-8117. All right, fam? All except most major insurances. I never say all anymore. Yeah, I mean, I know what Jameis did, Jeremiah, but still, like, to be able to go in there and that shows you're great. It shows you're great. Like, it shows a couple, a couple things. But it absolutely shows he's great. So, I mean, I just don't get into it anymore with people. But let's play a little stay or go.
Okay.
Offensive edition for the Eagles, fam. So stay tuned. Stay in, and you guys let us know about each of these names.
So, fam, we made a list of, and I'm just going to preface it by saying the notable names, everybody, to where, like, if you really want us to touch on Corey Clement's status, sure, feel free to chime in. But I went with the biggest names, the most notable names, both on the free agent list, these guys that are going to be upcoming free agents for the Eagles, and some of the rumored cap casualties or tradable players are on this list. Yep. And the guys that are under contract on this list, I also wrote down, so I'm going to give you guys, that way you have a little bit of extra information for everyone at home, their current cap hit and their dead cap. That way we know exactly what the situation is money-wise if we were to get rid of them via trade or release. So, Tom, I'll ask you, do you want to start with the free agents? Because that's just a little bit easier, and we'll just say if they'll be back or not, if we think they should be back. And then once we get into the guys currently on roster, then we'll dive a little bit deeper. Does that sound good?
Yeah, that sounds good. Real quick, Jerome said, did y'all hear Mike Garofalo said this morning about Wentz? I think so. What? That he
still hasn't requested a trade or something? Is that what he said?
That was with his, right? Rob says the 6 was traded for DeSean, turned into Scotty Miller. That's funny. That's funny. Full circle talk. Eagles rule any second-round cornerbacks you're interested in for the Eagles. I got to see if them other 3 go in the first round. But
I guess Asante Samuel Jr.
Yeah. I mean, for sure. If it's not like a big run of corners in the first round, yeah. Yep.
Okay, so like I said, fam, this week is offense, next week is defense. So if anyone's asking, oh, why do you talk defense? That's next week.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yes. So a lot of defenders are on the free agents list. So they're not too many guys that are unrestricted free agents this year, but we'll start with an easy one. Jason Peters, unrestricted free agent. He's gone, right?
Yes, done.
Okay.
Gone.
100%. Now, do you think he's gone? Like, do you think he plays on another team?
I think he's going to try to.
So you think it's going to be a situation like last year where he's going to hang around and wait for a team to possibly get desperate, like the Eagles were?
Agree. Yeah. Something like that. I mean, listen, he's talked about he's been specific about wanting to play. So I mean, whatever that, take that for what it is. I guess somebody would give him a chance. Go like he doesn't want, if he wants to go to a winner. I don't know how you do that. They probably have a left tackle. So
the next guy, the man, the myth, the legend, maybe the best third string tight end in the history of the game, Richard Rodgers. You trying to bring him back?
I mean, why not? I'll bring him back.
I would, just because I know he has chemistry with Carson. And hey, if you run into next year with Dallas Goedert and Richard Rodgers, all right. I mean, you've seen where Richard Rodgers was a starter.
If I don't have Ertz, then I'm going to need another tight end. So I guess I might as well bring him back, because if not, then I got to draft one or sign one. I mean, sure, I'll take him back. Even if he's my third, ends up being my third again, I'll be fine with it.
Boston Scott, he's a restricted free agent. Are you picking that up?
No.
You're trying to bring him back? We're getting rid of him, right?
I'm good.
I know that's not going to let a lot of people are going to be upset with that, but I'm good.
Yeah, no, I need
a power runner as my number 2.
Yeah, I mean, I got, like, if they wanted to bring him back and him being the third, sure, but I'm not bringing him back to be my second. No. If he's my third, fine. Not second. So I'll quit that way.
This is actually an interesting name, by the way. What if we bring in Trey Burton? Because of 2 reasons. Number 1, former Eagle and former Colt. He's with the Colts now. So he does have the tie-ins with Sirianni. And you know what I'm saying, with the offense.
Can you imagine? Oh, that'll be oh my goodness.
Big old reunion. And he does have chemistry with Wentz.
He does.
One of those touchdowns was to Trey Burton, and that's.
I got no problem with bringing him back instead of Richard Rodgers or whatever. Sure, He's not going to cost me a lot because he's going everywhere else and stunk. So, I mean, he never lived up to. But a lot of that comes down to what kind of quarterback you had. I mean, I got to look kind of type of numbers he had this year.
They had 1 million. I don't think his numbers were anything great, just because they have 1 million tight ends over in Indianapolis. I think they have 4 that they ran in every other week. And the last unrestricted free agent before we get to the tradables and cap casualty candidates. I just put this on here just because it's funny. Nate Sudfeld, unrestricted.
Unrestricted? Then no, probably not.
Then we get to the possible trade and cut candidates, and I'm going to start with DeSean Jackson. His cap hit, so if we kept him this year, it would be $10 million. The dead cap, so if we moved on from him, it would be $5.8 million. So we would save $4.2 million from moving on from him.
Gone.
Agreed.
A lot of money.
Now, do you think we could possibly trade? Do you think he's a trade asset, or do you think he's just an outright cut?
Probably a cut. I mean, I don't know who's going to want him.
Yeah, you might get like a conditional 7th or something, but I just think just take the bullet and
bye,
go.
Girl. Bye, girl. Yep. Jesse says cut. Robert says bye to Sean. Slipknot said goodbye, Suddy. Yep. DJ cut. DJ World says cut. Mr. Wiggins says Boston can go. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Dave says fuck off forever, Nate. Don says bye, Felicia. I'll read more in a second. JD,
Yeah, my phone just froze up, so I can't get to the list. That's fun. So keep reading.
JD White says cut. Everybody, Bryce, cut. The guy, look at everybody. On this shot, cut. Chris Ross, cut. Dude, Chris Ross, cut. Trey Jackson for a third. Yeah, he'll say he still got it. He tells everybody he still got it. No, Rodney is not a free agent, guys.
No, we will get to Rodney next week. And I'll just tell you, fam, I don't think Rodney's going anywhere because it would actually cost us more to get rid of him than it would be to keep him.
Rodney McLeod's here. Rodney McLeod is not going anywhere. Bill Middlebrook. D-Jax is gone, but don't forget we paid Nelson that kind of money, but he's never healthy. Well, we didn't pay Nelson any money. We paid Nelson.
We didn't pick up his 5th year. We let him go.
Yeah. So, I mean, you can find somebody else for $4 million. I mean, not even in the receiver room. I mean, you need some defensive help too.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we're looking at a guy that we understand what he brings, but he played, 3 total games in the 2 years?
Fucking done with DeSean Jackson. I love him for his earlier time here, and I always love that, but time to go. But
quick question real quick, because my list is back, but I want to ask the fam.
Yeah, sorry, Jacob Hensler says, keep DeSean, cut his hamstring.
I want to ask the fam, I know we're no longer in the decade type thing, like that was 2010 to 2020, but where does that signing, bringing him back, rank as far as the most, the worst deals of the decade for Philly? That's got to be up there as one of the worst moves.
Yeah, it's a heart move. Stupid.
It's a nostalgia. Oh, let's make the fam happy type thing.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if he was healthy, it probably would have turned into a good move.
Oh yeah, I mean, God, you see what it did the 2 games he played, the 3 touchdowns, or what was it? No, it was did he have 3 touchdowns that first game against Washington, or was it 2?
Oh, Bill was saying sorry. 2, right? 2. Bill says,
Okay.
Tommy, I mean his last year, I believe we paid him $11 million. What a waste. Yeah, you're right. And you could have just kept Nelson. I can't believe I'm going to say that, but you could have kept Nelson. You would have got more production from Nelson than you got from freaking DeSean the whole time. But
and I know what people would be saying.
Even if it was 10 games, right? He would have been very productive.
Oh yeah, of course. And I know what people will say to oh, well, if you brought Nelson back, they wouldn't use him right. Well, God, at least he'd be healthy. At least he would catch a ball. If he catched 1 ball a game, he would be more productive than DeSean Jackson. That's how sad it is right now. Mm-hmm. Next play. Zach Ertz. His cap hit would be 12.4.
Okay.
But if we got rid of him, it would only be 7.7. So we would save roughly $4 or $5 million by letting him go.
Gone. He'll be traded.
Trade. Okay. So you think so we both agree he's a trade asset. He's never going to be a cut.
No, fuck out of here.
They would keep him before they cut him.
Oh, yeah.
They would, I think, agree or disagree, Tom. They would keep him instead of trading him for a 5th round pick.
Maybe only because they're in fine cap hell right now and they're trying to get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And saving $4 million here, $4 million there adds up, right?
Sure. Yep.
Adds up. So, I think he's traded, and I think he's probably traded for I think he should be able to get a 3rd for him at least.
Ooh. Andrew, trade Ertz and our 2nd for a 1st.
Maybe you can pull it off for the right team, but you're not going to get it. You're going to be in the 20s. So, just understand, you're probably going to be 25, 26, 27, 28.
That could be the Najee Harris pick, Tom.
Could be.
All right, right now, are you trading Ertz and a 2nd for Najee Harris? Are you doing that?
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
Just because I know Ertz is going somewhere anyway.
Yeah.
Here, I love Ertz, but he's not staying here. So I would trade Ertz in maybe not a 2nd. I don't know. I feel like it's a lot, but
it's tough.
But I'd still do it.
I would do it just because I know how good Najee would be in this system under this roster. Him and Miles. Say it again, Tom.
Yeah, Najee and Miles would be a great 1-2 punch, and Ertz is going anyway. So like anyway, I can get better young talent is a win.
It looks like a lot of people are saying Ertz gone, so we agree on that.
Yeah, I mean he's got to be gone. What's this? Salvatore saying, "What's up, my brother?" He says, "Seen something on Twitter. Hurts to Atlanta for a second. Yeah, do it in a heartbeat."
God, I think I'm not saying Hurts is not going to be good in this league, but if I can recoup the value in a year where we need a lot of assets, I would probably do it. I would.
Yeah, I think Mark. I mean, I'm right with you guys, Jesse. That second round pick is 38 overall. That's no scrub pick. You're right. You're right. I mean, that's why I questioned it after I said it. Like, maybe not a second, because like I agree with Marquise too. You can't devalue Zach off of one bad year. I don't want, and it does hurt. It does devalue him a little bit, but he's still shown he's the top 3 to 5 tight end in football. So I mean, I still think there's value here.
And I would just say, and do I think we, especially me included, are we devaluing Ertz a little bit? Yes, we are, based off of him right now. But I think what we've seen around the league, to where a lot of teams have won with way lesser talents at tight end compared to Zach Ertz. You know what I'm saying? With like kind of like a combined, like it's kind of like you look at like a tight end by committee now. Teams have won with that instead of having their big money guy in like a Zach Ertz, for example. To where, hey, if we're able to get a good type of asset for a Zach Ertz while also freeing up some money, I could bite the bullet knowing, hey, Zach Ertz is also a little bit older, and we would have to kind of commit to him for, another couple years, instead of, hey, let's just go forward with another asset, Dallas, and maybe a Richard Rodgers, and we'll build the offense that way. Yeah, I think I would be comfortable doing that.
He's going. I mean, it just depends where. I mean, he's getting traded. He's one of them.
Green Bay.
He's one of them that saves you money. And why not? Why not? At this point, why not? But I don't know if I give up a second and him. And I mean, where's this comment at? Let me find it. Now people are commenting so fast I can't find it.
These guys are swarming. It's crazy.
But somebody was saying, talk so much about Goldie. You all talk so much about deep, but then you want to trade a second for Najee Harris. I don't get it. Nah, I mean, it's more just excitement talk because I love Najee.
Also, we can't ignore the running back position. We're trying to get it. We have needs everywhere, Goldie.
Yeah, it's a bad position we're in.
Marquise, why would they do that though? Ertz and late picks for Julio. Why would the Falcons do that? I would do it in 2 seconds, but I don't know why they would.
I used to would have done it. I don't know if I would do it anymore. I don't. Just
because Julio's always hurt.
Yeah, like I love Julio, but like at this point in his career, like why am I doing that now? Unless if we're in win now mode, sure. You know what I'm saying? But like we're supposedly not, and we have things offensively. Not going to crown them things, but we have things offensively.
Matt Spillane says, we're devaluing a guy that quit on his team and his quarterback early on. We devalue the quarterback and others off of one bad year. It is what it is. I still think a third and Ertz gets a late first. No, you're true. I do agree with the first part that people have to remember. He's no saint by any means at all. And like I said, we appreciate Zach. And we're not saying that's going to tarnish his legacy, but it's the truth. We cannot ignore what he did, or for the most part didn't do early in the season when we needed it. The next one, it's just a straight up not even.
Never, babe. Never. We'll never forget about you. All right, we'll never forget about you.
No, Don, you're a friggin' Lions correspondent, Don. Come on now. And it seems like you're like the Eagles 2.0 now because you got Corey on them last year. Now you have Deuce Staley this year.
Yeah, welcome. Yeah, enjoy.
Yeah. I don't like, he asked us earlier, by the way. He's like, Eagles fans, what can you tell us about Deuce? I don't know. It depends on who you ask. Some people think he's a god. Some people like us thinks, okay, he's a running backs coach. We appreciate what he did, but he was also the assistant coach and a running backs coach on a 4-win offense. So
yeah.
Like I will say,
if new thought process, it's time to move on.
Yeah, like the fact that hashtag thank you Deuce was trending on Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, I love Deuce, but I'm just. I mean,
We have
people
a hashtag now. We have a hashtag.
overdo it all. Overdo it all.
Straight up, Jason Kelsey. Do you think he'll retire? Do you think he's coming back?
What's his numbers anyway? How much he's supposed to make this year?
Let me pull that up. Good question.
That's the most important part of that question. I mean, if the guy's owed money, I don't think he retires yet. If it's a good number.
Yeah. Let's see. Spot rack.
It's all about money, guys. Remember this.
His cap hit is 8.4. His dead cap is 10.1.
Jesus. You lose money by him going away.
Yeah.
So he's owed $8 million this year?
Yes.
No, he's not.
No. Next year he's going to retire, I think, because then it goes 2.9 to cap hit to 7.2, but that there's like a potential out after that. So this is probably going by the money. This is probably going to be it, the final year of Jason Kelsey.
Yeah, Colin says, Stotland's back, which Kelsey's probably back, and $8 million, guys. Like $8 million is nothing to put your nose up to for your final little goodbye tour, right? Like $8 million is hard to say. You know what? I'm going to retire right now. When next year I'm owed nothing really, but this year I'm owed $8 million. Well, there's my farewell tour. If he gets hurt, he gets hurt in his eyes because he's still going to get his $8 million.
Yep.
So I mean, I think Jason Kelsey's back for one more year.
Let's see.
But next year he's got to go. Like after next year, it's time.
Yeah, and I could see them later in the draft, kind of doing what I know you and I talked about this time last year as a potential draft option, like late in the draft. Maybe they get a center if they're not fully sold on Ciamalo, because I know Ciamalo, I think his contract's up.
Here to do that too, though.
True.
You know what I mean? In a way, like you can always hold out on that pick per se, because you can't. We're not gonna be able to get everybody. You know what I mean?
Especially when we can't even hit on the guys that we have. You know what I mean? Like forget about just drafting them. We have to hit on them too. Next guy. Some people think he's the biggest difference in the offense for some reason. That's Marquise Goodwin. His cap hit is 4.5. His dead cap is 0. So you would save $4.5 million by just letting him go.
Yeah, that's an iffy one. I could see him being here though.
Veteran presence with speed to kind of
yeah. I mean, just as another wideout, he could be here. I guess. I mean, you save $4 million.
4.5. Yep. His dead cap is literally nothing.
I'll say he's not here.
Because I could see them being in a binds, because like you said, that $4 or $5 million adds up.
Because Greg Wart's here, right? He's under contract.
It's one of those. It's the same thing with Fulgham. People saying like, "Oh, Fulgham's a free agent." It's one of those practice squad like controlled contracts. So he's technically here. Both of them are here.
Then I think Marquise Goodwin's not here. No, I mean if you're saving $4.5 million, they got needs and money. First off, they got to save money in spots. That's another $4 million saved, and it's a no dead cap hit. Gone. Bye.
Yep. Jake Elliott. So here's what people need to understand. I hate him. I know Tom despises him. We hate the contract. Somebody said earlier, Jake Elliott's making more money than all of our linebackers combined. That is true. That is horrendous. That is horrifying. But the cap hit this year is $3.2 million. The dead cap is 5.3. It would cost us $2.1 million to let him go.
No, he's not going this year.
This is next year. There is an out. So I could see them. Okay, let's try and fix him. And if it doesn't work, them cutting him after this coming season, because then we would actually save, I think, $3 million by cutting him after next season.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere this year.
No,
too many things. You're going to lose money cutting him. No. Because then they're getting in trouble. They can't afford where if their dead cap hit is more than keeping a player, unless that player is here. I don't want to confirm that with everybody. That because they can't do it. They can only do it in the spots like Marquise Goodwin, save $4 million. Zach Ertz, save $4 million. You see other players save a couple million. Then no one's going to beg Kelsey to stay because they're going to lose $2 million if he retires. So a lot of these guys are going to stay that their dead cap's higher.
And then I know a lot of the fam, this was not on my list, but I added this just because I know a lot of the fam was asking. They were asking, okay, what's the situation with Arcega-Whiteside? Well, money-wise, it's really a push it's not going to come down to money. It's going to come down to if they think they can get anything out of him, because his cap hit is 1.3. His dead cap is 800,000.
He's here.
Yeah. So they're going to keep him because they're not, it wouldn't promote them to cut him because they're not saving any money, really. They're saving a couple $100,000.
They're not going to, like a new staff, they're going to think they can maybe get something out of them.
Yep.
Your general manager is not going to give up on a guy that he just took in the second round in his third year. He's going to give him one more year, and that's that on that. But they're not in a position to get rid of these guys. These younger wide receivers. They got to let them roll with this new offense and see if some of these guys can play.
Mm-hmm. But that's it on the offense, fam. Everything else we'll get to on defense, which again goes back to Tom and I's original point. Didn't seem like that many guys, huh, Tom? There's a lot of guys on defense that we'll talk about next week, and that's why, to the poll, we're more concerned about this defense right now than the offense.
Oh, big time. How's that a guarantee? Because Indy ran a 4-3. So,
yeah, I don't know why people were talking about changing the system. I feel like we would have heard that.
Yeah, I didn't hear that they were running a 3-4 now. I thought he was a 4-3 guy.
That's what I thought as well.
So if somebody can confirm that, I could have swore he's a 4-3 guy. Indy runs a 4-3. I didn't think he was coming here and now running a 3-4. I mean, I don't really love the 3-4 piece. I don't like the 3-4 defense. I fucking hate it.
Jeremiah, what do you mean Jake Elliott was actually great this season?
He wasn't great, Jeremiah. He didn't live up to his contract this year. I mean, he's usually been fine. He's usually been like a guy that is going to make the easy ones is what you want from your kicker. But this year he struggled. Yeah, it's 4-3. Yeah, I mean, why would a guy come from a 4-3 and say, hey, here we go. I mean, and off the wall. See if it sticks.
And Gannon ran a 4-3 in Minnesota and in Indy.
Yeah, let's run a 3-4 when we have no linebackers. Anybody in for that game? Raise your hand.
I'm
not talking about the comment. I'm talking about like common sense. Like, yes. I mean, if I'm Howie Roseman, I don't have a lot. But, I mean, I should at least know that my personnel.
David, well, okay. I did leave him off for this reason. And I also left off Alshon. But Alshon, because of his restructuring from 3 weeks ago, he's going to be gone on the 1st of June. So I didn't even add him in there, ladies and gentlemen. So if you're wondering, where's Alshon? Because I think we kind of know at this point with the moves that they had with him and Malik Jackson, they're both going to be gone. But I wrote down Carson Wentz because I know people are going to be talking about it. His cap hit this year is $34.6 million. His dead cap is $59.2 million. So it's going to cost them, $25 million more to cut him or trade him. Therefore, he's not going anywhere.
No, Carson's not going anywhere. I mean, you want to talk about maybe a restructure? I mean, maybe. It could. I mean, if they go to him saying, hey, we're trying to do things, we're trying to keep some guys to be able to win right now still, blah, 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 blah. We still think we can because of the division, etc. Maybe he does restructure a little bit, but not to get traded. No, I don't think there's any I just don't think he's going anywhere. It doesn't make sense. Like, why would you go add these offensive guys and you think these offensive guys are going to come in wanting Jalen Hurts? Or do you think these offensive guys are going to come in saying, like, let's get Wentz right? Wentz right.
It only takes one coordinator.
Right off the bat. Herbert, NFL-ready quarterback. Right off the bat.
Yep.
Why would Kevin leave an offensive coordinator's job? Now, granted, there's a new staff coming in, so that'd be the only reason in L.A. And maybe the new staff doesn't want to retain him. But it's like you're leaving Herbert for Wentz, though, in a way.
Oh, either way, why would he come here? Like, forget about what was happening at the old job. Why would he come here? You know what I mean? It only takes one cornerback or a coordinator or one head coach to say, "Oh, that guy is broken. I can fix him." That's what coaches are. They're fixers.
Well, right, and his offense was good. Mm-hmm. I mean, that offense was good with Justin Herbert. So, I mean, that's a positive to me. Yep. I actually like this. Like, the more I had to see the staff, right? It was really important to me. It was extremely important to me. Thanks, Andrew.
Thanks, Andrew.
Yes, brother. We appreciate all you guys commenting. And we try to get on this show, especially because it's just me and Ryan, we try to get to all you nugs. What would be your perfect offseason be for the Eagles?
Fire Howie.
I mean, fuck you.
Sorry.
A direction. No, is that fair? It's like I'm not trying to cop out on the answer, but like a direction. Can I feel like we have a direction as an organization?
An identity.
Yeah, identity, direction. Throw them both together and say that's what we're looking for. That's what we're looking for. What kind of football team are we going to be? We're going to find out very soon the direction and the identity on what this new group wants it to be and what this front office hopes it to be. But yeah, firing Howie would be my first thing to do. They're not going to do that, guys. I mean, the owner freaking blew the guy.
Honestly,
come on.
Honestly, so I'm guessing Nugs is asking this, like, looking back, like, say, for example, 12 months from now, we're looking back on this offseason. What would be the perfect outcome from it? Be from it. It would be that 12 months from now, we're talking about whether it was via the draft or free agency or trade, but it's most likely going to be draft just because low cost, most assets, et cetera, et cetera. It's that we came out of this offseason with a difference maker on offense and a difference maker on defense. Just one each. I'll start there. If it's a wide receiver on offense and a cornerback on defense, I'm cool.
I'm not even going that direction, right? Okay. Like, you guys can go offense because I'm done going offense right now. Like, period. Done. These young players got to figure out. We got to find out if they can play. Then I got to go back to offense. But until I find that out, I've spent too many drafts going offense. I have to go defense in my first 2 rounds. I'm almost forced to, right? Almost forced to. Not saying I love being forced into them positions, but almost forced into it. So we talk about that direction. Yeah, then I need to see that direction. I need to see a direction of, some positions that we don't usually value, we're starting to value, right? Is that fair, right?
Yes.
Hey, we don't value linebacker, but we drafted one somewhere in the first 2 rounds. We don't value cornerback, drafting it. Well, we drafted Surtain or however they go about it, right? I also want to be mad about what you said, though. Like, okay, if Smith's there, them other guys aren't there, I'm taking Smith, obviously, or Chase. So, I mean, then that would be a direction, and then defense in the second round, sure. I mean, I just need to know that there's fresh young talent coming in this door that can flat out play, whatever position they are, however it goes. And I want to see this all season, us go out and as we shed off cap, right? We shed off the right type of cap, okay? And not only shed off the right type of cap, when we do bring guys in, okay, I'm looking for guys who can play a little bit for cheaper deals. Right? You hope you can find some guys that can play for cheaper damn deals. But I got to have that direction of, like, I don't want to rebuild fully. Like, I hate that word because that, like, makes me not want to watch.
It's depressing. Right? It's depressing.
Yes, I dealt with the Sixers and all that shit. I can't. Okay, I want to retool like they fucking promised us. Like, they sat there and promised us a retool, and we didn't get no fucking retool. I can't find any of the tools anywhere. You guys see the tools? You guys, anybody see them? I don't see them anywhere. All right, it's a joke. All right, so I want the retool now. You have a supposed franchise quarterback that you spent all the money on. You just went out and got all the offensive geniuses in the world under the age of 40, supposedly. Okay, so fix them. Fix this offense. Okay, I want to see a team that can go from a 4-win team to a 10-win team in 1 year. That's what I want to see. Because if not, the general manager needs to be fucking fired. Because that means all his first-round picks and second-round picks failed. And done. Simple. Because when a franchise quarterback and all the damn other quarterbacks in this division outside of Dak, all right, I don't want to hear that this football team shouldn't be in contention to win this division next year. It's a cop-out from the owner, all right? It's softness. It's a cop-out so that everybody's like, oh, well, we told you 2 to 5 years, so Howie can stay here for freaking ever. I see you. I see you, Jeffrey. Freaking. It ain't a movie, babe. This is people's real life. This is real life shit that we go through on a daily basis. Every day of the year, we go through and talk Eagles. So don't tell me 2 to 5 years. Now, gold standard. Now. You're brown.
Jesse.
One more thing I get off my chest, right?
Yeah.
And then get to Jesse. For anybody out there that wants to call, you just heard me rip Jeffrey Lurie, okay? Don't call the guy a racist, please. Have some fucking respect, okay? Because the guy hired Ray Rhodes in 1995 and a whole staff of African Americans, okay? So don't put put a guy's name through the freaking mud because of Deuce Staley. It's a joke. It's disgusting. This guy did it in 1995 before the Rooney Rule was even in effect. And I hate Jeffrey Lurie at times, but don't call him a racist. That's unfair, fam. You know what I mean? Like that guy hired an African-American coach in Ray Rhodes in 1995. Nobody was doing it. So don't tell me, don't do that stuff to people. That's not fair. All right? It's not fair to say.
Did somebody was it just a random person who said because I missed that.
Not here. I see it all over the place.
Oh, I thought did like a writer or something do it, or was just people, just Twitter people?
Everybody. Twitter people, writers. I think Les Bowen was talking about it. Freaking joke. Stop reaching for shit. When a guy in 1995, come on, people, that was his first hire. Are you fucking people stupid? It was his first hire.
And they're making that assumption and narrative because we give Deuce Staley once again.
You want to run other organizations through the mud with that shit? Be my guest, because I'm not telling you it doesn't exist with owners in the NFL. I'm not telling you that. What I'm telling you is here, it doesn't. So get the fucking race word out your mouth when you talk about Jeffrey Lurie. You want to criticize him for being a jabron and keeping out roads, criticize away. Don't call a guy racist. Don't drag people's names through the mud unless you know for a fact. And the facts are in 95. He hired an entire African-American staff, which started with the head coach in Ray Rhodes.
Yep. So
grow up.
I'll say two things on this that I've seen the last 48 hours. A lot. Ever since it was confirmed, who the head coach was and that Deuce was leaving. There's two narratives that I think are lazy, outlandish, and just, to be honest, idiotic.
Two guys said that, right, Vic? Two guys said that.
Mm-hmm.
Rice said it, and then who else said Vic? Sorry, right? I didn't mean to interrupt.
You're fine. You're fine.
Just to go on, yeah. And Solo was like, bro, Vic in when no one would touch him. So have respect for a guy. Like, not everybody. Like, this is what I hate. Right? Me and my parents were arguing about this last night. Like, on the phone, and I was like, I don't even consider myself a white guy. Like, I'm not. Like, where do we come from? Like, I came from freaking my parents. My dad took a boat from fucking Sicily, not him, but his family took a boat from Sicily. My mom and her side came from like Hungary and places over there. I don't even freaking know. Okay, but the fact of the matter is, nobody stop calling every white guy like a racist. It's not fair. And as I consider a white man, sure, you call me whatever you want, right? Consider a white man, I take offense to it because it's unfair. Like, stop. Like the guy's proven otherwise.
Yep.
Like a long time ago. And Jeffrey Lurie. So it's not fair just to go with that word because you love Deuce. I love Deuce too. But he went and took the same job in Detroit, who hired a guy that said that we want to bite off ankles. So you call it whatever you want to call it. Deuce was here a long time. I love Deuce. Dude, you don't hire him as your head coach. Get a clue. We're moving on.
Yeah, the two things I'll add really quick. Everyone's talking about the Deuce Staley thing, okay? Number one, to Tom's point, we've talked about it before. And we'll continue to say it until people start freaking understanding it. I'm hoping now that he's in Detroit, people are going to just, now that we have the thank you Deuce hashtag, I hope people just get over it and we're moving on from it now. Deuce Staley, while we appreciate him, we understand that he's been with the Eagles forever. We get it. He was a part of the Super Bowl organization. He was the assistant coach and the running backs coach on a 4-win offense.
Yeah, I've said it for freaking 3 weeks. I'm tired.
And the second thing is now this narrative of, oh my God, we rushed to get Sirianni instead of waiting for Eric Bieniemy. How many times do we have to spell it out? Eric Bieniemy was not coming here. There's no reason why he would come here. There's no reason why Andy Reid and Doug Peterson would allow them to come here.
You can't hire the guy till he's done.
Yes.
Can't hire the guy till he's done. These teams don't want to wait around.
So everyone hanging their hat on, Jeffrey's a racist because he didn't get Eric Bieniemy and he didn't appoint Deuce Staley the job. Enough. Eric was never coming here, and Deuce, while we love him, he was not anywhere close to being the best option for the job. And I get it. Hey, he's a rah-rah guy. People respect him. Is he the only guy in the history of football that people respect?
Listen,
no.
Listen, every fucking candidate that gets an interview is respected. Like, I hate the respected word. Like, everybody's respected but Adam Gase. Okay? And even when he got the jobs, everybody talked about, respected. Yeah. So, and listen, Bieniemy, I don't know why. I mean, listen, guys, it's pretty easy when you have Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill, if you haven't noticed. Okay? You still got to coach him up. I get all that. You got Andy Reid above you. All right? Doesn't mean you can't be successful. But why would he leave right now when he can continue to put rings on his finger? Think about that.
Exactly. Maybe he's
not an egomaniac.
Maybe he's not in any hurry because he knows as long as they continue to win, which Tom and we can all agree, Kansas City is going to be a problem for a while. He knows that he'll always be in the top echelon of coaching hirings. To where, hey, I'll stay around. I already have control in the Kansas City offense. I'm already calling a lot of the plays. I get to work with the best quarterback in the game. Mm-hmm. I'm going to wait until that perfect situation is around.
Yeah. Which may have been the Chargers, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Could have been the Chargers for him, but it'll come again. And if you keep winning and then those bad teams got to wait on you, they might just go hire somebody else.
And Tom, as we completely agree, the Chargers were probably the best job available this offseason. But as good as that job is, they have to see that bad man Mahomes twice a year.
Yeah, not even that. Like they got to wait to hire, and they're not going to wait to hire. Teams most likely aren't going to wait that long to hire guys, and that's the biggest problem with it. So the NFL should adjust that. Don't the NFL adjust it? You shouldn't have to wait to hire a guy, and he's in the playoffs. He has some integrity for the sport. If the guy can't have integrity, then he shouldn't be up for a head coaching job.
Exactly.
Right. So fuck the noise. NFL's got to adapt. All right. All right. Yeah, I mean, it felt good, right?
That was a nice cleanse.
And Marcus Hayes wrote the article about Ray Rhodes, and addressed the same things that essentially I addressed. But truth, and I almost forgot about it. Like, because Ray's 95. Like, I was like, oh shit, and I was like, he hired Ray. I'm like, oh yeah, all right, didn't even know.
There's a lot we could say bad about Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie and the people up top of this organization, but what's now coming out in these narratives, you're not going to hear on this platform. Not for a second.
No, I mean, maybe. I don't know. I can't speak for other people in their hiring process, right? That's not fair. But I'll say, yeah, I mean, there's some teams, I'm sure, still that maybe are. I don't know. But I know here, no. I can speak for here. You know what I mean? Well,
you made the right decision, Don.
Another Don. We got Don, you, Don, another Detroit guy. Looks like you're a Lions guy. Welcome, babe. We love the Lions.
Listen.
I feel bad for you. I just feel bad about you guys never winning. I mean, welcome home.
I do like the I saw a bunch of people saying, "Oh, that press conference was ridiculous. It was embarrassing." I'm not even a Lions fan, and I wanted to run through a wall.
Yeah. But if players want to deuce, you got to really consider. No, I agree. You want guys that will run through a wall for you, but I think that. So I think Jeffrey really wanted, from what he said in his presser, like an innovative young mind that's different than what they had. That's how I took it, and that's why I knew Deuce was not going to be that guy. But I think he's going to continue to get these opportunities if he stays around as assistant head coaches places. Andrew, completely agree. Love that Press Taylor is going. Bye, girl.
And David says, is it sad that I was hoping Josh McDaniel would get a prominent job here in Philly? No, but I'll take him. The quarterback's coach is still open, right?
Get out of my head. Yep. Get out of my head, Rye. We'll love him here. Give him whatever he wants. You want $10 million a year? We'll give it to you. Because you're the only guy who got through to Carson. What was this other one? Lions only win on Thanksgiving. 3-card. Monty says, yep. And they don't even do that sometimes.
Hey, they roasted us. They roasted us.
Man, I got a problem with you. See, now we got an issue. He said, Tom, you're on fire tonight. When am I not?
I was going to say, you should have just put on fire, not tonight. Like he added like the ... tonight. You know what I mean?
That's tonight. Like only tonight. Yeah. First good show I've ever done.
What was wrong with him yesterday?
Wrong with me for the last 5 years.
Yeah.
What is Jesse saying? Sam Bradford would be sweating if he was on the Vikings. Sport kneecaps. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
Oh, I love that.
But I like it. I know people out there are like, oh, what he said is stupid. Dude, I mean, this is football, man. He's making a point that, like, we're going to stink, but we're going to keep fighting till we get better. It's pretty much what he's saying.
And I know, like, this happened in our group chat earlier on the HVD group chat, but, like, the narrative.
Black. Sorry.
What was that?
Chris Wilson says, I didn't want Deuce, and I'm black.
Well, but, like, real quick, like, not to change into
right? Go ahead, say what you got to say. We'll get to.
No, I'll just say real quick, like the Lions thing, like, not to change it into like a Lion show, but everyone's saying, "Oh, well,
you get two guys in now. We're covering Lions."
Yeah, no, it shows our range. You know what I'm saying? We have big time range here on A2D. You know, we can talk about everything. People saying, "Oh, this new head coach, that's what pushed Matt Stafford out of the building." No, because number one, this new coach, he was signed to a 6-year deal. Why do you think they hired him to a 6-year deal?
Stafford's not leaving because of Dan Campbell. Matt Stafford is leaving because the team stinks and they don't have a direction besides starting over again, and he's trying to go somewhere to win. It's as simple as that. It has nothing to do with the head coach. They could have hired the smartest head coach in the world. They could have hired his best friend. He's leaving because the organization has been terrible for years, and he's trying to win. I'm sorry, Don. I'm sorry, Don. The other Don. Sorry to all you Dons, but like, sorry to all you Dons. I apologize. Nobody come hitting on me. All right, but listen, that's just the facts of the matter. The guy wants to go somewhere and win, and I don't blame him. Shit, guy's a fucking pimp. Most underrated quarterback in the NFL. Pimp.
And what happened to the Matt Stafford / Detroit Lions era? That is why everything in Deshaun Watson and that's why the Deshaun Watson thing is happening in Houston. It's because there's a feeling within the Deshaun Watson camp and everyone around the league to where if he stays with a Texans team that stinks and has no direction, he will end up being in the same situation as Matthew Stafford. And I think we can all agree, as we aren't Houston Texans fans and we weren't, except for the two Dons, we aren't Lions fans. As football fans, we would like to see Deshaun Watson go to a successful organization, hopefully not in the NFC East, and obviously Matthew Stafford to go to a successful organization, also hopefully not in the NFC East.
I was going to take it from you on that one. I was going to steal that one from you. Yes. Aaron Rodgers. I mean, if you want to go somewhere else, please.
Yes.
Be my guest.
Not in the NFC East.
Please go to the fucking AFC. Thank you.
Yeah, like Aaron, nowhere in the NFC.
Let's go
over there.
Let's go, Don.
There we go.
No, wait, Tom. Now you
uninvited. Oh,
what the hell happened? We gave you something free the other day. I mean, it's unbelievable. What happened? Oh my! This is a bad day for me now. Matt Spillane, everything Matt said about me earlier is totally washed away.
Hey, circle.
I might be done tonight, Don.
Chrome. We'll be diving into that
tonight. I'll be asking Ryan. I'll be texting him. What did I do? I mean, I love.
Was it me?
Don, I've been locked in the house for the last 2 months. My wife's about to burst any day, and I've been recommended to stay in. And now when I finally get out, I can't come to the fucking cookout. It's the only thing I look forward to. Oh.
So much for a perfect off season, huh?
Marquise, you gonna come on Friday, Dad? Well, I got you in here. Coming back on.
Yeah, where are you at?
Rome came in. I'm surprised he didn't bring out Foles' names 100 times. Rome's got to stop smoking blunts when he comes on Fan Friday. I mean, because the guy takes too long. Rome, I love you, but you take forever. I was giving you 2 minutes. You took 12, and I don't even know if you got to your points.
He was drifting. On you.
Now, I mean, stop with the indica, babe. You're going indica. When you coming on the show, you gotta go some sativa, babe. You know what I mean? You guys can go a little sativa and get yourself going. I mean, it's unbelievable.
There you go, Marquise. He said, I'll be here. There you go. I'm going to hold you to it now.
Don, you've listened to every word I've said. Now you're uninvited to the cookout. See how that cookout just happened? I just uninvited you to a cookout. That wasn't even happened. That's what just happened.
The cookout probably won't happen for another 6 months, but when it happens, you're uninvited.
Now you're uninvited to my cookout. You didn't even notice it. I feel like you've listened to every word I said over the last, I can't even tell you how long. Yeah. Got one coming February 7th, Super Bowl Sunday. Does he come Super Bowl Sunday, fam? Or does he come before? And if somebody hits the date, you'll get free A2D merch. He's due Feb. So his name's going to be Cassian, all right? Off the Caspian Sea, okay? a little Roman style. My wife's Russian. So, no, but Ziggy, first of all, not hating on the indica, babe. You got to sleep. Zig. I get it. All right? But he bought the dispensary out like 3-card Monty said. He bought the dispensary out, all right? And he went all indica. I mean, the guy didn't go no sativa. That's on him. It's on him. All right, so Cassian's due February 7th. When does he come? Somebody nails the date. I'll give you some free A2D merch.
I'm going to give you because I have a prediction, okay? And I have a what-if scenario for you. You ever seen the movie Father of the Bride? Tom?
Come on, who are you talking to?
Okay. I'm just making sure we're on the same wavelength. Okay, what about the second one? We've seen the second one?
He's timer about. Yeah.
Marquise, we already have the timer. Hold on.
Come on, babe. Don, tell me why I'm not invited to the fucking, what do you call it?
We got the timer down.
We got it done. I mean,
Marquise.
Wait, tell me how I'm not invited there now. How did I get uninvited? I'm still bothered by this. You're uninvited.
Yeah, I don't know why, Don. I don't know. I think it's going to happen on a Monday, Tom. I think it's going to happen the Monday after Super Bowl Sunday.
Wait, you think she's coming late, dude? No, stop. Don't do that to me.
What?
Now, day after, she's coming later than the due date? Wow.
What? That happened with me. I was stubborn. I was like...
Oh, I wouldn't expect anything less from him.
No. I started early. But what would happen if we were in the middle of the show and it's like, oh, it's time?
Oh, I just know that's how it's coming.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think you're...
I do 7 shows a week. Well, now I do.
Yeah. I think you're going to be on the air.
Oh, I'll definitely be on the air.
Yeah.
Definitely. There's no doubt.
It'll be a great clip, though.
Really, Bryce? What did Bryce say? I'm going to be a father August 19th.
Hey, there you go.
Yo, prayers, brother. Prayers, sending good vibes. Send them back to me. Put them in the universe for me. I don't have any kids yet. All right. And, hoping for just health, baby. Just come out healthy. That's all we're looking for. I've never been through this game, so I'm probably not going to look. And no, she's not crazy, Robert, even though she's Russian. I mean, she probably would cut my throat. If I said the wrong thing, but no.
No. He said, "Do you know any Russian?" Like,
no, I know none. No. Not like one word, I think. I think I do.
What is 3-card Monty saying before we move on?
I'm 60 and my side wench got pregnant. What should I do? I don't know, Monty. Call your local officials.
Lock all windows and doors.
Biggie says I can have his.
Oh.
Am I still going to be on, John? Are you kidding me, babe? Who are you talking to?
Come on, John.
This is what I do. I'm not leaving. You might not see me for a minute. I mean, you might see me not 7 days right away. You might see me peek in once a week or for a little bit, but I'll be right back. You know what I mean? I'll be right back. Let's talk some Sixers.
Yes.
No Joel tonight, which is totally fine with me.
Fine. They have a bunch of big games over the next 5 days. It's cool.
Yep, I know exactly what they're doing. Yep. They're going to try to get this game on the road without him. No worries here. 4.5 point favorite tonight are the Sixers. They're down from 6.5. I still took them because I think they take care of business tonight. So, fam, you got the Sixers winning tonight. It's a tough Detroit team. They just play everybody tough, and you got them covered. The line's 4.5. And then I want your who's got to be your star tonight? Who's going to be your star of the game?
Tom, my question to you is Griffin or Rose playing tonight? Do we know?
I don't know. I can Don.
Here we go. Back to Detroit.
All right, you answer this. Maybe you get back to the barbecue.
Yeah, hey, that's a good point. Wow, Don says Pistons wins. Well, there goes the barbecue. Win easy? Easy, Don?
Easy, Don. Yeah, Ziggy, I agree. Saving for the Lakers on Wednesday for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Ross says, later, guys. I'm just Eagles rooting for the Sonics to come back. Oh,
they're coming. Hey, listen, they're expanding. They'll be back in a couple of years. Don't worry.
Listen, we appreciate you sticking with all the Eagles. We tried to make that a little longer for you, obviously. And I don't know what I got to look what the sports towns are talking later. I don't know if they're I don't know what they're opening with. I didn't look yet. I just saw it drop. Michael Collins says no Embiid. This team struggles without him. No, they absolutely do. The the only thing in their favor is they're playing a team that's not that good. They're talking Chiefs. They're talking Super Bowl. Early Super Bowl preview, NFL playoff recap, MLB hot stove, and they'll be talking NBA.
Gotcha.
Rick Carmani says Sixers win by at least 12 tonight. Nope, Griffin's out. So Don said Griffin's out.
God, that guy's like the new Kevin Love.
Been Kevin Love.
It's true.
The only difference is Kevin Love's got rings.
You see Kevin Love. You see the Nets are trying to get Kevin Love too. See that this morning? It's like what are they? And I know I love how they're going after JaVale McGee. You know why they're going after JaVale McGee? Because they think JaVale's going to be the Embiid stopper.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, like that's your answer. DeAndre Jordan, JaVale. I love JaVale, but it's not stopping Embiid.
No. Yeah, give me your star of the game. You can give me a second star if you want to, and give me a little score prediction, and that's it on this. And we'll talk more Sixers, but just to get it started.
I'll go Seth Curry, player of the game.
Ooh, what does he do? Give me some numbers, babe. Give me some numbers here.
I'm gonna go.
I'm not going anywhere, so I'm right here, fam.
I'm gonna go 5 threes.
5.
Yeah. And you'll end up with 28 points.
Wow, big night. Big night.
Yep. Well, because I think their game plan is going to be Simmons crashing the board and then kicking out to shooters. So I think the two biggest keys, and this is no disrespect to Tobias, but I'm not even going to talk about Tobias because it seems like every game except for the very beginning of the season, he's been the definition of consistency. He's good for at least 18 to 25. So I'm going to take him out of the equation, assuming he does what he does. I think the two biggest keys are Danny Green and Seth Curry, because I think there are going to be a lot of 3-point opportunities. And if they don't both go cold, if they both do their job, if Curry does what I think he does tonight, and Danny Green does his job, I think they win by at least 10 points tonight.
You want to hear this one?
Shoot.
The Tobias has to have a big game. Okay.
Yes.
With no Embiid. And Ben Simmons has to score 20 plus tonight. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. This is where I talk about time and place. Time and place. No big dog. No MVP tonight. Now you got to step your offensive game up. Okay? It's just that simple. That's how it works. That's how it works when you're missing the big dog. Now other guys got to step up. You gave 2 names that have to step up, obviously. They have to have good games. And Tobias and Ben are right with them too. You know what I mean? So if you didn't go, whatever names you didn't go to out of them 4, I was going. So
yeah, it's true.
Them 4 as a collective unit have to step up, and this bench has to give you more than 23 points tonight. I mean, somebody has to make up for 28 points missing. I mean, it's just that factual.
Well, and this is big too. This is big too. Shake Milton the last couple games, he's been through a little lull the last couple games. Now it's been okay because you've had Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons having really good back-to-back games, especially Embiid. Shake Milton needs to revive what he's been doing for majority of the season, because like you talked about, in your videos on when they play Saturday, Tom, that was when they played Detroit.
Yes.
Our bench did not get the job done. We cannot afford to have a lackluster bench like we did the last handful of games.
No, the second half was good. I mean, the second half they gave
Yes.
us 21. That's a really good half.
Yes.
Extremely good. So, they just gotta pick it up tonight. Everybody has to pick it up. When you're missing a guy like this, you got to pick it up. It's how it works.
Now, the one thing, and I'm bringing this up because I'm a bona fide hater of this guy, but also I know what this other guy brings. Does it worry you that Furkan the last handful of games is getting more minutes than Tyrese? Because I don't understand it. I get it because they're thinking, okay, well, Furkan's going to provide 3-point opportunities, and Tyrese, he's just going to provide a scoring, but you really don't need Tyrese because you have Shake and Ben to run the point. But, I mean, my God. At least if Tyrese isn't scoring, he provides other outlets.
Yeah, but you bring guys along slowly, man. I mean, I'm going to trust in this coaching staff on their decisions like that, unlike previous regime, because they're basketball cats, right? They're junkies. So I'm going to trust in their development of a player. You know what I'm saying? And picking and choosing, like it's a young guy who didn't even have a camp either. So you bring him along. You don't got to toss it all at him at once. When you get some of these vets back, air quote, right? You go to them, especially when you need the 3 ball. Like you got to have some guys hitting the threes. You know what I mean? So that's the only thing I look at it on. But I don't think he's like overplaying his minutes per se.
No. I just think, you know what it is, probably just as the fan, the last 2 weeks, we are so used to seeing a lot of Tyrese just because of the COVID situation. Now not seeing him a lot, it just feels strange. You know what I mean?
No, I mean, that makes sense. You know, I get that side of it.
Don Dunn says, are the Nets really trying to get Kevin Love? That's report. Yeah, they're trying. They're in negotiations with the Cavaliers for a trade involving JaVale to help their center position and Kevin Love. But that Kyrie would have to go in that deal, correct? Just because of money?
I don't know. I mean, I would have to look at their stuff. I don't know.
Because I'm not, because I'm not doing a friggin'. I wouldn't trade Joe Harris if I was them. I don't even think Joe Harris is making that much.
Jesse, you're right. Ben needs to go for a 20 piece tonight.
What's your stat line prediction for him tonight?
22, 10 boards, 8 assists.
I'm going to go 19, 10, and 11.
Yeah, right there.
Triple double.
I think he said Shake's his second star. I mean, this would be a night where you need a 20 piece from Shake.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a night where you need 20 pieces from a lot of guys.
Mm-hmm. True. I would say, like, I'll ask you, Tom, because you talked about it on the show yesterday, talking about how, number one team in the East, Simmons coming off of 5-6 really good quarters. Is this as good as you felt about the Sixers, not only all season, but like this? So fill in the blank. This is as good as you felt about this Sixers team since when? Because this is as good as I felt about this team all year. Because Joel's the MVP.
Since when? You're asking
Yes.
when? Since AI days.
I agree, because this is as good as it's been, and I know it could, like, in a week from now, like our next Monday show, I could be coming in here and I could be completely complaining and moaning about it. But that's why it's the NBA. It's a game-to-game league. But because Simmons aggressive, dominant in the fourth quarters of back-to-back games, you have situations where Joel is the MVP. They're healthy again. We're confident in the organization. We're confident in the head coaches, the coaching staff, the bench.
Yeah, I'm confident in the starting 5 too.
Yeah.
When they play together, they've been lights out. Now, they don't all get to play together tonight, which stinks. But I don't know. They got to show they can be able to beat teams that aren't up to their level on the road. You know what I mean? And here's another example. And you got to be able to do this sometimes without your best player, because you do have plenty of talent that you should be able to go still beat Detroit on the road tonight without Joe.
True.
Just it's not easy, but you got to be able to do it.
Don says, why do I see Shake having a 30-point game tonight and I'm nervous? Well, it's because Shake Milton, fam. I have not seen on the Sixers. I'm not talking all league. I'm not doing that. On the Sixers, I can't remember the last time I saw somebody come off the bench and score so effortlessly than the way Shake Milton does. I mean, every time he shoots, I'm like, okay, bucket. It's the way he is, so smooth, so effortlessly. He's making threes. He can get to the basket. He can go to the foul line. He's just, you know what I'm saying, Tom? He's just calm and collected the way he scores the basketball. It just looks effortless. Like he walks into 28 like he's asleep.
Yeah, he's more smooth. Not as like elusive as a lot of guys. Not as athletic as a lot of guys, but he gets to his spots well on the court, and it just shows you the game starts to slow down for guys as they continue to develop, and I think that's where he's at now. Is he at the level of an every nighter? No, I mean that's something he needs to still grow into.
This guy says, no, not since AI. This is the best since we went into the postseason with that 17 or so winning streak. So that was Ben's rookie year when Joel was out and he came back with the mask. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, because I remember the entire city was feeling good because that's when we were the city of champions. That was a couple months after the Super Bowl. Simmons was like, he was incredible. He looked like LeBron light. So yeah, that's also close. But to Tom's point,
I was excited, but they were still young. And it's hard.
Yeah, and we didn't have like true championship aspirations then. We were like, oh, they can surprise some people. Maybe we can get to a finals. But I don't think even as good as we were playing, we thought, oh my God, we're gonna win the friggin' finals.
Yeah,
like this, the way they're playing now, and if they add a couple more pieces, they're getting out of the East. The way they're playing, just because of how deep they are, and forget about the fact that Joel's the MVP right now. Just they have the formula. Back then, in those teams with Butler and even the Ben Simmons rookie years, they didn't have the formula to win. Now they have the formula.
I felt good the Butler when Jimmy got here, but and I felt like we could win the whole thing, but that didn't come to fruition.
Mm-hmm.
But feeling as good as I feel like what this team looks like, it's a different feel because they're guys that are getting older too, and they're growing and little things like that. So, I mean, that's why I look back to teams that were, was ready to win in some of them AI years is more believing, right? Like, I mean, you can't tell me you didn't believe more in 2002 after they went to the finals the next year that they could go back again than you did to this team at any point. Maybe Jimmy here, maybe that Jimmy little tiny snippet. Like if we had Jimmy back for another year and we were running it back, then I would have felt that way. But even that, I know I defended Brett at times, but I don't know if I believed in him to be able to take us to where we wanted to go.
Yep.
I mean, the hiring of Doc and Darryl is when I really got excited about the direction of this organization because things start there and they work down the players. So, I mean, tonight's a big one for me. I mean, I don't give a fuck Joe's not playing. You got a 3-win team. I know they're tough as nails and they're scrappy as shit. You got to go beat them tonight and get another road win. Okay? Because, I mean, if it means that you can cough one up Wednesday to the Lakers, in a way. But go get another win.
Don, and I do have a question for the fan, but I'll go to Don real quick. He says, going back, question, what team did you have? What was that?
I'll get the Chrome in a minute.
Okay. He said, question, what team did you have higher expectations for at the beginning of the season, Eagles or Sixers? It was always Sixers for me because I had Eagles going 8-8, which God would have won the division outright. But no, it's definitely Sixers to me.
Nah, yeah, it was Sixers.
What is Chrome saying?
Come on, Cromer. You tell me in 2002 the way Iverson was that you didn't believe that he could carry him again. Come on, we all did in a way, somewhere.
It was run it back talk, wasn't it, Tom? It was run it back. Because I was 7 when that happened. But I'm pretty sure the narrative back then was, okay, AI did it by himself. We can run it back. But also we ran into an absolute buzzsaw in the Los Angeles Lakers. And I'm saying it was kind of like, okay, that would have been our year if it wasn't for the absolute buzzsaw of the Los Angeles Lakers. Nobody was beating that team in 01. Nobody.
No, nobody would.
What I'll ask you, Tom, and the fam at home, our next 5 games. So by next Wednesday, we have the Pistons tonight on the road. We've got the Lakers at home. We go to the Timberwolves, we go to the Pacers, and we go to the Hornets. In that 5-game stretch, what will our record be in those 5 games? Win-loss.
Give them to me again.
Pistons tonight on the road.
Yep.
Home against the Lakers.
Yep.
On the road against the Timberwolves.
Yep.
Pacers on the road. And Hornets on the road.
4-1.
And then who's the one?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know who the one's going to be. The NBA is freaking weird. So I can't even point to the one.
I've got.
I don't think the Pacers beat us if Joe's playing. The Lakers maybe is probably the best one on there. I don't think we lose to the Hornets on the road. I mean, if Joe plays, he's only going to play 4 out of the 5 as of right now.
And he should absolutely play the next 4 because you've got Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, Wednesday. So there's no back-to-backs. There's at least a day break.
We might go 5-0, but definitely 4-1.
The team that concerns me the most, and I'm not saying I'm looking past the Lakers, but we're at home, and I think with the rest of Joel, I think we're going to beat them on Wednesday. And Fam, by the way, will be live. Well, both shows will be live. The ladies will be live during the game, and then we'll be live after the game on Wednesday. But the team, I told you last week, I know a lot of people don't buy into it, which is fine. I get it. The Pacers just scare me for some reason. They're just that team to me that just bothers me. So I think that's the team we drop to.
Would you stop with the Pacers?
They bother me. Sabonis drives me crazy. TJ Warren drives me crazy.
Come on. Different. Get out of the old habits. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I did it. So they're like the Magic for me. You know how we were always afraid of the Magic, going to the Magic. We would always lose to them. We would lose to the Hawks.
Yeah, but we got that out of it. Be worried about the Cleveland Cavs.
That's a good point. But my point is the Pacers are the only team left on that list for me. We haven't conquered them yet, mostly because we haven't played them yet. Yeah. As soon as we conquer them in the next week, I'm good. I'll get past it. Just that freaking Sabonis drives me crazy.
Later, John.
Thank you, sir.
Do you think the Sixers coming out of the East, they would be able to win more than 2 against the Lakers? Yes.
Yeah, I would say Lakers in 6 or 7, currently constructed. But also, I know, hey, if we're getting to the finals, we're playing some damn good basketball, and we would have to go through at least the Nets or the Celtics or the Bucks.
Jesse, that's not fair. That's not fair to say.
No, I disagree, Jesse.
2001, we went to the finals. We didn't go to the NBA finals with you.
We didn't even go to the Eastern Conference Finals with Jimmy.
I can't say that with a straight face. Nah. Nope, can't do that one.
Let's see. Lord Walker says, "How can you not want to run it back considering we mortgaged everything to get to Kembe Mutombo?"
We did. Gave up a good player in Theo Ratliff. I forget what else we gave up in that deal.
Oh, Griffin is playing tonight. Don's not happy about it. Why is he upset?
I'm guessing he wants the tank again. You want to keep losing, Don? You might. You know what I mean? Marquise, you're right. Marquise. He did choke that game. He had 3 24-second violations that nobody wanted to talk about.
I watched that game last night. Full game. I have it taped.
How many 3-second violations?
3.
There you go.
2 of them coming out of timeouts.
Yep.
And you know what's funny? Everyone says the narrative was, oh, Jimmy carried us in that game. You know what his stats were, Tom?
I'm dying to hear it.
5 for 14.
Yep. That's a carry.
And I think 3 of those were in the final minute.
I love Jimmy, but
that team just wasn't sustainable. It just didn't make sense. It was too top heavy with no bench, and we would have had to rely on Joel Embiid. And granted, listen, because of how the entire league that year panned out to where we would have matched up really good against Milwaukee, and then, the Warriors were all banged up and we would have had a really good shot. I get it. But the roster, it was not sustainable then. It just wasn't.
No, I mean, I know how good they were, Jesse. But, back then we felt like we had the best player in the world.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Hey, we feel that way now, though. Right?
Yeah, I mean, he was awesome. He drove you crazy with extra shit, but he was awesome. Yeah, I love Jimmy, Ted, but my goodness, I hate when certain players can't do anything wrong. You know what I mean? That's what I hate in this city. Like, it's okay. I can love a guy and still criticize him. People don't understand the separation of that. People get confused with that.
And people also forget, like, oh, how did the I get it. The organization didn't do themselves any favors, but like Jimmy left us, guys. Like, we did not ship off Jimmy Butler.
No.
Like we didn't say, hey, you know what's best for us? Trading Jimmy Butler for Josh Richardson. No, we did that because Jimmy Butler, under no circumstances, was staying here. So, like, we got to keep that in mind. Exactly, Marquise. Exactly. Kawhi had 41 with 56 shots. Kawhi had 56 shots that game. Tobias, Ben, and Jimmy had 44.
What up, BC? I can't even say that name right. Yeah. Bicatriv, Browns fan here. Cavs. Well, you got my son Baker over there. Love me some bacon. And listen, Cavs are going in the right direction.
Sexland.
Yep. You got Sexland, Garland. Got some young talent.
That's true, Zig. We basically did get Seth for Jimmy.
True. I mean, I'll take it what he brings to it because Jimmy wasn't a good 3-point shooter at all. Which
and he had to be on ball, which canceled out Ben Simmons.
Mm-hmm.
I agree, Marquise. Listen, I'm not even joking. I watched it last night at 12 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, it's haunting. I love Baker. Love him. Love him. It's haunting because like there's so many opportunities to win that game.
Oh yeah, because
there's so many opportunities to win the game before that too.
Kyle Lowry, Siakam were both scared. And Van Vliet were scared to death to shoot the basketball. They had so many open looks, and they just gave. That's why Kawhi had so many shots because he was the only one, aside from the big men, that would shoot.
Oh, Lord, not even a question. He said the answer to this panel: what does the team look like with Butler and Curry and Doc as coach? Do you still hold that opinion of yours? No, I mean,
no.
I love Jimmy. I absolutely love Jimmy, and would have obviously rather kept Jimmy than Tobias. But you know, when Jimmy wanted to leave, I was like, okay, well, you got to max Tobias. But in terms of having Butler and Curry, and then maybe not having a Danny Green or not having Tobias or having Danny and then Jimmy Green or something like or Danny Green. I mean, I'm good. I would have been good with that. I've been totally good with that. I think there's a couple different ways, Lord, you could have like presented it, and I would have been good with it too. Because I was a big Jimmy fan, always was. You know what I'm saying? And there's an early 3 for the Pistons. Always was, Lord. So I don't want that to get misconstrued in like how I like this team now, or some of his flaws here, which a lot probably had to do, Lord, with guess who? Brett Brown. You know what I mean? Guess who? There's that man again. There's that man again. And you're right. He did leave because of Brett. Pete says, "What's up, family? What's up, Pete?
What's up, Pete?
Fuck you, Don. Don't start. Thought you wanted to lose tonight."
Somebody did say earlier that Doc Rivers in his presser said that he does believe we need another power forward. Tom, you know who that means?
Who, PJ?
No, I mean, sure, but now I'm going back to my guy.
Who?
Nemanja Bjelica. He's on the market. The Kings came out on Friday and said we are looking for assets to trade Nemanja Bjelica.
Go give me PJ Tucker.
Oh, I won't be mad at that.
I just want a vet. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I'm good with that. I'm good with. I mean, Bjelica, whatever the fuck his name is.
Bjelica.
Yeah, see, that's why I'm not good with it. Give me PJ Tucker. That sounds horrendous, but give me PJ Tucker.
I was telling Ralph the other day.
You got fucking rebounded all night. You got a freaking 7-footer, a 6'11er. Can somebody get a booty on somebody? The fuck? Want to watch this shit all night?
I do think Dwight Howard leads the league in missed dunks, by the way. How many times does it look like he's going to absolutely put a guy on a poster and he rims it?
Yeah.
He's good for like 3 of those a game.
Such like high energy now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We might get Dort in this game now. Fuck. Yeah. I know, Jesse. I mean, you got 7-footer and 6'11 guy down there, and nobody wants to get a board. Like, will somebody get a body on somebody?
Fam, welcome into the beginning. You guys usually see the end of live reactions. This is how the beginning of live reactions go for us. What is Chrome saying? He's taking shots. He says Tom can barely pronounce his own name, and you want to give him a player with a name like that to have to to say on the air all the time? Yes.
Yeah, well, we text each other about stays in our text thread, babe. You know what I mean? Now you're giving out secrets that you got to like help me pronounce any guess that. I'm going to throw something.
Uchina, Tom. Uchina.
I'm going to throw something. Like 11 to 2.
11-2 run.
That boy at the bottom. Oh, boy. Because I just got no time for you got to win this game tonight. I don't give a shit who's not playing.
Nah, you have enough guys. And again, the Pistons have only won three games.
3.
Oh, yeah.
Another offensive rebound. Another
freaking Miles Plumlee?
Yeah, Miles Plumlee cleaning up glass. Miles Plumlee like chewing glass like a Dan Campbell guy. You guys got all these Dan Campbell chewing kneecaps off, peeps.
God, Danny, you look like you're 98.
Thank God the Sport Towns are coming up here at 7:30. Jeez. Oh, my God.
Big Triv, I understand that, but we're on the road. There's never no worries, Big Triv. I hope I'm not butchering your name.
I mean, they're moving the ball like another offensive rebound. You shitting me? Are you shitting me?
Was that Jordan? Was that Michael Jordan?
Take 2 timeouts. I take back-to-back fucking timeouts right now. It's a joke.
Take a 5-minute major. Take a 5-minute major.
I'm not doing this with you, Don tonight. I'm going to get out of here quicker.
Yeah.
Lord says, if we get PJ Tucker, I'll be ecstatic. PJ's one of those homeboys out here in Arizona, and I love the roof from his Sixers hitting threes in the corner. Yep. Rick Mahorn. Rick Mahorn, the point. Remember the point by Ricky? Yo, Rick Mahorn point. Love me some Rick Mahorn.
What's Chrome saying? Great show, fellas. Thanks for making my last hour of work fly by.
That's what we're here for, Dad. You know this. Yep. Marquise, fuck Plumlee is right.
Yeah, Don, try and explain to me in the next 14 minutes why you gave Miles Plumlee all that money. And why you signed 7 centers.
Great question.
Unless you're trying to do the Twin Towers offense.
Yeah, I don't know why you'd be doing that.
Ted, Greg was actually asking me the same thing before we went on. I'm guessing it'll be around noon tomorrow?
Yeah, I would think, right? Because, took the tour today and all that fun shit. So you think that he would be, finally answering some questions tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
This will be a blow fest. This will be fun. All right, real quick. Early 2 weeks. Who wins the Super Bowl?
I don't – listen, I know bad things happen when people count out the GOAT, but the Chiefs have won one time – have lost one game in the last 15 months, 13 months, 14 months, something like that. I don't know who's stopping them. I get it. Their defense stopped Aaron Rodgers. But I think it's going to be a comfortable 10-point victory for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yep.
And by next Monday, I might say 20 points. The biggest thing is that lineman, that tackle who's out for the Chiefs. I think that's going to be big.
Fisher, it's huge.
Yes.
I'm taking the Bucs in this game.
Okay. All right.
Taking the Bucs. Brady gets another ring without Belichick, or gets a ring without Belichick right after leaving them. The perfect fuck you. I think the Bucs beat them. Chiefs already beat the Bucs, and they got out to a really hot start, I believe, in Tampa.
And they almost came back and beat them.
The Bucs came back, so we always talk about beating that team twice. Not always easy to do. The Bucs went and did it to Green Bay, but not always easy to do. We'll see. It's gonna be a fun one, though. It's gonna be a fun one.
Yeah, we are getting. God, we're getting.
That's not an offensive foul.
No, there's no way. He's getting called on that a lot this year too. He never used to. He's doing the same thing he's always done. He's not leading with the shoulder. He's not leading with the elbow. That's all body. Let me see again. Come on.
Moving. He's moving still on that. That's the problem. Blake's not set. I don't give a shit what I was saying. I don't even know what he's saying, but I don't give a shit.
I was going to say, Blake Griffin for 3, really?
We're going to get smoked tonight. This is fun.
They're just dominating us on the inside.
Well, they didn't start slow Marquise the last time they were in Tampa versus them. I'll tell you that much.
Nope.
But listen, the Chiefs have figured out ways to win games all kinds of different ways. So, I mean, they're tough. They are tough, obviously. But I don't know, something about the Bucs. You know, we'll see if they can get Antonio Brown back in 2 weeks.
That's big. Good block. Thank you. Thanks for the block. Appreciate you, Dwight. Thanks for showing up.
You know, long basketball game. Just can't get down 40 early. Jesus.
Oh, heck. Good steal. All right. Good job, Danny. You look like you were 70 there, not 90.
Another Tobias.
Tobias?
Let's
All
go.
Right, okay. If he goes off, we can have a chance here. Because he has 7 of our 10 points right now.
He's feeling good early. We just got to get stops right now. We can't let them have like a freaking.
The hell was that, Ben? Ben in foul trouble already? Was he got 2 or 3 now?
2? That's 2. Fuck. So much for that. 22. 22 talk. Yeah, give me 22. Fucking.
Now he's going to be extra cautious now.
Yep. This is how I sounded. You want to know what I sounded like yesterday talking about him?
Pucker up.
I'll tell you yesterday what it felt like.
Feels like it was so long ago.
I did, Ziggy. Whoa, baby. Yo, Zig. You forgot about it already? My 2 stand-up guys with Tobias and Ben. Where'd you go?
And Ziggy, the only reason why I didn't is because I assumed I said, okay, well, I think it's just they're already taking Ben out.
Oh, yeah, they got to. Come on, Ziggy. Come on. Checking out when I'm talking. I know you. I feel you. I see you over there.
He is an all-star.
Don't start with the refs. Don't start with the refs, Don. All right, you're going to get all reffed up. You got 3 wins. You're going to get all raffy.
Seth. Dwight, what is that, Dwight?
I don't know, Dwight. I just don't know. I don't know how that guy ever, like, I love Dwight, but I have no idea how he was ever really good. Like, I watch him now. And
the most depressing thing is when going back to when I said he's good for like 2 or 3 bricks with the dunk. Thanks for no rebound, by the way. He just can't make a layup or a dunk, but he gets the foul line a lot. I can't even get excited about that because he's missing all of them.
Who the fuck's Mason Plumlee? Like fucking Dennis Rodman? Another one? Somebody want to box out Mason Plumlee? Miles Mason. His fucking brother was Mason, right?
Yeah. Mason's on Charlotte. I think it's me. I think it's Miles on this team. Oh no, it is Mason. It is Mason. My fault.
Oh my goodness. Well, this is ugly. Glad we did a little live reaction to this. I'm not complaining about refs up 11. Yeah, Zach, we couldn't get a rebound. I had some guys that I used to play basketball with in the town. We'll get more rebounds than this.
I feel like I'm watching the 2019 NBA playoffs. I feel like Greg Monroe's on the team. Is Greg Monroe still here?
We got a rebound, guys.
Hit shake in the face, but I'll take it.
Yeah. It was like Nickel Roby Coleman.
Yeah. What?
That's no fucking call.
What?
That's no call. That's no call.
Hey, Don, what about the refs there, Don?
Better grow up, Don. All right. Here we go.
You don't want to see us at the barbecue, Don. Jesus. Well, how about those Eagles, Don? Other guy we let out of the building, Jeremy Grant.
Yeah, that's not right. I mean, he's.
Oh, we got Tony Bradley incoming. Oh, there you go, missed layup.
Come on, Dwight, just finish. I mean, it's like me on a Fisher Price rim. Like I'm finishing. Like if I went to a Fisher Price rim right now and I got a little contact and a little bump, I'm fucking laying it down. My goodness.
We're gonna have to see Tony Bradley for a majority of this game because Ben and Dwight are both in foul trouble already. No chance he makes both of these, right, Tom?
No. I mean, blind squirrels find nuts. So anything's possible. Yep,
oh, God. Was that Markel? Markel?
Fucking scoreboard. At the shot clock. I love when guys come in and they blow on their hands like it's fucking freezing.
Yeah, like it's cold. It's like, oh, I gotta get
It's
warm.
If I don't blow on them, they're not going to be hot. What the fuck are you blowing your hands for? You just came off the bench. You did nothing. You're not like that cold. Jesus Christ. Guys are bundled up on the bench like it's a fucking hockey game.
Oh, real quick, last thing from the title games, Tom, because I know we'll dive a lot into this in a couple of weeks when we do our national stuff, but you buy what Aaron Rodgers is saying? You think he's going out? Do you think he's leaving?
After that gutless call by his coach, I would want out.
I think everything's adding up. The Jordan Love,
everything's factual. I mean, first off, he runs. He has a touchdown there. So
yes,
say what you want. I mean, that plays on him, okay, for not running, but it's also on your coach for not going for it on fourth down. So it's on both. But I mean, I mean, listen, guys run out of time. Guys' times run up places in a way. But I don't know. He could just be mad. Get mad in the moment.
I think that's his way of sending a message. I'm not buying in that he's gone yet. I think that's his way of sending a message on, you better go into this season or this offseason realizing you know what I'm capable of still.
No, for sure.
Give me one more.
For sure. All right. Well, we got to get – that's way off work. We got to get out of here. Sports Hound's coming up here at 7:30. So soaking in with them, they're obviously going to be talking a lot of NFL, NBA. They'll be circling it all at 7:30 here on A2D. You'll see me and Rye Wednesday night again. You'll have to see me twice because it's got after dark and let's call it the A2D night.
A2D Wednesday nights.
Wednesday nights with a whole group of fucking jabrones. So that'll be fun. So turn your alerts on, fam, wherever you're at, wherever you're watching us live. Subscribe, follow, download. Prism, we love you. Thanks, brother. We love all you guys on. Hope you guys lose, but I still love you. We can't thank everybody enough for commenting in tonight. You guys drive the show. You really freaking do. Tony Bradley sighting. So, listen, we would like to thank allcampusoc.com. So let me pull some things up here. Pay the bills. Allcampusoc.com. You can use discount code A2D for 15% off all your team hats. So allcampusoc.com, discount code A2D for 15% off for everybody out there. And we're also brought to you by our doc. You make them yours. Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC, Burlington, Cherry Hill locations. Find them on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. We talked about Sunrise Detox and the counseling centers. Okay, we know a lot of our family dealing with mental health, addiction issues, and the counseling center and the Sunrise Detox. I fully support the guy who's involved in this and trust him and to get everybody the right help if needed. 856-651-8117. Don't be afraid to reach out, fam. Anybody out there dealing with mental health, the counseling center, they do virtual visits, so you don't have to go in, anything that, except most major insurances. So give my guy a call, 856-651-8117. Listen, peeps, we love you. Eagles got a lot of things coming up. All right, a lot of things. So we'll see the direction of this football team moving forward roster-wise. Excited about seeing it, and everybody else is. Rye, great show.
Same to you.
Appreciate you. Stay tuned to the Sports Hounds, fam. Coming up here right at 7:30. And remember, like, subscribe, follow, download. Turn your alerts on, baby. Turn your alerts on wherever you're at. And I know we're not live on Instagram, but if you got an Instagram, go follow us. I know we're not live on TikTok, but if you got a TikTok, go follow us. A2D Radio. Simple. We everywhere. Sixers come back tonight, all right? Let's go. All right? Let's go. Game's never over in the first quarter. Let's be real. I mean, Lord just said that, I think, too. All right? Okay, first quarter, you got to keep this game close up. All right? Got to keep this game close going into the fourth. Family, we love you. Stay tuned for the Sports Hounds.